Oh, hello, Internet.
Like the entire
I
internet?
think so.
Nice of you to show up.
Hola, friends. ¿Cómo estás?
Where is La Biblioteca?
Oh, I've got us looping forever.
Okay.
There we go. I fixed it.
Oh no. Wait a minute. I gotta fix this.
That was a good start. Hello, everyone.
All right.
How's it going, fellas?
Big energy coming in.
So we're coming in with energy.
It's working, right? All of our stuff is on the internet now.
Well, as long as we're confident.
I do like the internet.
Yeah.
It's for better or for worse.
Yeah. At least 30% sure we're already on the internet. So it's pretty like
I've got proof. There it is.
There it is, yeah. Yeah. Sometimes we don't find out in time, and that sucks.
That's true.
I could try and hear it.
I just listened to it. Sounds good.
You're like, let's Twitter this Twitch feed. And just scream at each other.
Twitter this Twitch feed.
You know, the way you say it makes it sound dirty.
You said it.
I said it. You interpreted it.
I was confused.
You
I didn't have. Sure, it's all my fault. That sounds right. Let's move on.
Let's blame it on the Brickley.
We can blame it on the Malcolm because then there's a 50% chance it's on me.
That is true.
So,
Okay. I'm just warming some stuff up here.
We did lose half of the Malcolm, so now it's officially my fault.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever you did, Brickley, can you just apologize? No, just kidding.
Yeah, I'd like to make a formal apology now.
To the Academy.
To the Academy, to my friends and family, but more important to God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's the one that has to see what happens.
You make an apology like you're giving a speech when you receive an award. I would like to make a formal apology to all the producers, our director, my friends and family, but more importantly, I'd like to apologize to God.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay. Well, for anyone joining us, thank you for enduring through what we do to the internet when we get on it. It's always a good time, full of shenanigans. Everything goes smoothly. I'm gonna need to turn down that music a pinch for myself.
Oh, the old cabbage stand.
Not my cabbage.
Doug, you saw the cabbage stand.
My cabbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's that Doug. You know, he sells free range, organic, locally sourced, artisanal cabbage.
It's hard. It's hard to make them. You think they
is.
just come like that, like perfectly bundled up? That's all hand labor. Get them tightly bound.
It's all tightly hand wrapped. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the artisanal part.
That's artisanal. Yeah.
None of that factory made cabbage.
Not to mention the fact that they're all grass fed.
Yeah. You know how long it takes to train cabbage to eat grass?
Do you know what that food chain is like?
It's a horrible mess.
I don't want to know it. Don't tell me.
And what the grass eats. Ay, ay, ay.
Oh, man.
Sounds scary.
We're done.
Normally, this is Dungeons and Dragons Day, but we are doing a couple one-shots this week, and we figured we'd just throw some Monster of the Week at you.
Monster of the Week.
And make it, you know what, back-to-back, we will have 2 weeks of Monster of the Week. So normally we do this once a month, which doesn't really make sense. Now we do it twice a month for this month only.
Honestly, I'm scared. It feels wrong.
Yeah. How's this happening? But yeah, we're the casual ones. we're going to be doing a one-shot today, so if you've ever watched us play Monster of the Week before, it won't be having the same characters. We are, at the very least, going to have Peaches as Dylan, Ray as Chris, and Brickley as Thaddeus. Or is it Thaddeus? I don't know. If
it depends on...
Thaddeus?
Thaddeus, yes. Thaddeus
like
is his name,
Amadeus.
but his friends call him Thad.
Okay. Not Deus? All right.
My very close friends call him D.
The. Okay. Okay. Well, if you guys want
any of that.
we'll just slip into it. We're going to be doing something a lot different, actually. In our previous sessions, it's always been a 19-somethings from 1930s, 1960s era. Today, we're just going to go modern with it. So if you want to put some Snapchat on your inner tubes or whatever you want to do, like, boom, you can do that.
Snapchat's on the inner tubes.
Yeah,
we can Twitter the TikToks. And...
Oh, yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
It'll cost you, but you can do that.
Yeah, we can instant coffee the grams.
Yeah.
That's
Twitter
all I got.
Yahoo until I Google all over your Facebook.
Oh, no. Can you put up the censor bar? There's a problem going on with this.
I'm out.
Oh, God.
They cut off my internet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
well, I think we're going to get started. Jardine may pop back in later in the session, but he's not going to be here for the beginning of it at the very least. And if he pops back in, we'll just work him in as we need to. Yeah. So we are going to keep this one short and sweet. I'm not really going to give you much of a laydown. It is modern day, whatever that means to you. We are in a fictional city that, if you want, you can give a name. It doesn't have one. You are, the two of you, Thaddeus and Chris, you are roommates. You are sitting in front of the TV, flicking through channels, waiting on pizza to arrive. We're just going to kick it off with there. Before you ordered pizza, Jude, your other roommate, was with you, and it's been 35 minutes. That pizza ain't here, and he is going to go lodge a complaint.
Like online, or did he go?
He's the type when you order stuff online. He's like, this would have been faster if I just went and picked it up myself.
Yep, thanks, Jeff.
And he goes, and that's Jude for you. He's going all the way over to the final slice, is what they call it.
The final
they're always
slice.
Fighting over that last one.
Nice. I do like that.
Final slice.
TM, by the way. No one take that as a
don't steal that. Yeah. That's our motto around here. Don't steal it.
Yeah, don't steal it. Don't steal it.
Please no.
Yeah. That is just sort of flipping through channels. Like stops at golf for a half second.
No. Yeah. No.
An honorable sport.
It just leaves it on like HGTV. I don't know. There's nothing. I throw the remote to Chris.
I wouldn't presume to
just
try and choose what we watch. But it should be your choice.
No, man. We're roommates. Just pick something. I don't know what to watch.
But the Prophet. Are you sure?
The Prophecy doesn't have anything to do with a frickin' television.
It could, though. Does it know what's on at 8 p.m., 7 Central? Maybe they do.
Chris, pick a channel.
Flip it back to golf.
and Chris, actually, as you hit the remote, it's doing that thing where you hit next, and it's like, because you're flipping through so many next, you keep going back to previous channels, and as you're going through them, it flips through a news station. And for a moment, you just hear news of like, today is the 3rd anniversary of the beautiful comet that erupted over the city 3 years ago. Really? And there's some stock footage kind of a little comet that like passed over the city and kind of fizzled out. And it was like a brilliant spectacle where it was burning through the city the whole day. People like went out and made an event of it. And then it kind of, at the end of the day, just sparkled into pieces and disappeared. And that was 3 years ago, and it's something that's stung in your memories ever since.
Go back to that. Go back to that weird comet shit.
Of course, absolutely.
You don't have to say anything. You just have to do it. I didn't wish it. Never mind. Okay. Don't my liege me. Don't you dare. You know what? Yes. You want to be useful? Yeah. Go get me a beer.
It would be my pleasure.
Well, you want to play this game? That's fine. Let's play. Yeah. Don't forget the chips.
What?
I want those Tostitos with a hint of lime, please.
Okay. Do you want the onion dip or do you want queso?
No, I'm gonna eat them plain like that. They're real good. You want dip? You bring dip.
It's not my place to know the will of the divine. Okay.
You're damn right. Bring the chips.
It feels like maybe Jude is usually the butter between these two slices of bread. They don't usually have
Yeah. Man, I'm just eating Tostitos with a hint of lime. Yeah. These might be the greatest thing in creation. I've known a lot of things, but there's nothing quite like Tostitos with a hint of lime. Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
It's way better than the ones with the cilantro in them. I can't fathom how anybody wants that.
I don't know a lot of things. Well, no, that's not true. I know a lot of things. Don't know a lot of human things, but I do know one thing. Cilantro was put on this planet to make people feel bad. And people who like it should feel bad, and those who don't like it understand because they feel bad when they eat it. So if you ever mention cilantro again in my presence, I will exile you forever.
Bow my head.
Yeah.
Sip my beer.
Dad knows he has no power to do that. He doesn't. He's just like he just assumes
Chris doesn't.
Yeah. So he's just like, maybe he'll listen more if I threaten exile. But I've threatened exile like 3 times this week.
And, Dad thinks he has no power to do that. Little does he know that 3 houses over, someone's enjoying some guacamole, and their tongue goes up in flames.
Well, Dad doesn't know that, so he's just eating his chips. Was there anything else about the Comet as we stuck on the channel for a bit, or is it just like sort of like talking about the celebration? It wasn't like a bad time. It was like just a weird phenomenon that people talk about still.
Mostly just a weird phenomenon where, not too often do you see a comet of such a size passing through the upper atmosphere, and it had just like, this bright corona around it as it burned through the sky. And then, as it kind of passed down where you thought like, it would either leave the atmosphere or burn up in it, it just crackled into so many pieces and just like had this brilliant display, almost like roots in the sky, but then just faded away. And nothing ever came of it, and that was the end.
I'm sure it's fine.
I feel like I remember that day a little differently.
I don't think I was around when that happened.
I'm sure that you would know. You've been around for what was it, about 2 years?
About 2 years, yeah.
About 2 years. So, sometime after that, you were divined into existence or pulled into this realm. You don't know. That's as early as your memory.
Yeah, I just remember getting pulled into an apartment, completely naked, with a trident. And then
classic, really.
Yeah, classic Terminator style. Yeah. Except imagine instead of like 3-point landing, he like falls on his butt into the glass table. Whoa!
Yeah. Yeah, it's great.
And ever since then, I've been living with Jude.
Yeah.
I recall that day being harrowing, and that was actually the last time I was activated. Ended up actually.
And as you're speaking now, you hear a knock at the door.
Pizza, and I hop over the couch, sort of push Chris for no apparent reason, and sprint to the door. And I peek my hole through the little hole. Is it pizza?
And, Peaches, what does Thaddeus see as he looks through the hole? Describe.
Yeah, so you're going to see just a plain-looking guy. He's wearing a zip-up hoodie, but it's unzipped. It says final slice here on the right there, and I have my goofy little hat that says the final slice. Just kind of holding a bag of pizza.
Sick. Open the door. Sup?
Hey, sorry I'm late. The traffic out there is brutal. Take out your pizza. Here's your pizza. I'm gonna leave my
Perfect.
hand
I'm
out.
not paying for this though. You know that, right?
Okay. Come on, dude. I mean, like, I'm just a pizza driver. I mean, come on.
Wise man says never pay full price for late pizza.
Yeah, someone said that, I'm sure. And that's why we're not paying for this pizza.
Can I use one of my moves?
Oh,
on
let's
here
do
that-
some game mechanics. Why don't we?
All
Yeah,
right.
what do
I
you
forgot,
got?
I forgot we could roll dice. I'm gonna grab some.
Anyone got dice?
I think I have to grab my dice.
We're just so used to just role playing. We forgot we actually play games sometimes.
Yeah. So
what do
I'm
you
going to
got?
use my move telepathy. So telepathy reads, you can read people's thoughts and put words in their head. This can allow you to investigate a mystery or read a bad situation without needing to actually talk. You can also manipulate someone without speaking. You can still roll moves as normal, except person will not expect the weirdness of your mental communication. So I'm going to
Okay.
try to manipulate our amigo here, Thaddeus, to try to
Okay.
give me a tip.
Thaddeus.
Just that's it. Okay.
Just the tip.
yeah,
Just a tip.
that's all.
And manipulate is charm.
Yes.
Ooh, baby. So that's a 9 minus 1. That's an 8.
So that is a.
Mixed
That's
success.
okay. That's okay. You do it. Yeah. Is there a downside to that with your ability?
If you roll 7 or 9.
It doesn't
Yeah,
say.
for 79. Okay, so we'll just look at manipulate someone and go with that. So 79, they mark experience if they do what you ask.
Okay.
I mark experience if I do what he asks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, not to metagame it, but this is a one shot, so experience has more value than ever.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know.
Yeah. So you're going to get an overwhelming sense of tipping poor Dylan here a few dollars for his pizza delivery.
Yeah. Fine. And Dylan doesn't see this, but Thaddeus sort of reaches just outside his vision and just reaches, and you can just see a flash of golden, and then there's a wallet that appears. I'm just going to use what I need when I need it,
Nice.
because that's what he uses it for, to store shit he doesn't want to carry around, like his wallet.
Yeah,
he
why
pulls
wouldn't
out. He pulls out his wallet, and he sees $7.
you?
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
As your herald, you got $13?
On, like, reaches into the cargo, like, pants, fumbles around for a little bit. He's like, I got $8.50.
Okay, man. How much is the pizza?
It was $10.99.
All right. Here's $15. No, I don't want 50 cents. Here, take it. I mean, thank you so much for the pizza. Am I doing this right? I look back at Chris. I've interacted with like 2 humans because I never
Actually,
leave this room.
Before I go, do you mind if I use your bathroom for a second? I haven't been able to stop anywhere, and I when Mother Nature calls,
Yeah, but if you hold on, is it a shit?
No, no.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Important to know.
Okay.
So
Just
Thaddeus
live to
gets
see.
one experience.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of waiting there until he points me to where the bathroom is.
Oh yeah. Through the kitchen, on your left.
Okay, thanks. I'm gonna put my pizza bag down.
I hope you haven't made this apartment, Aaron, because I just made up where the bathroom was.
No,
Okay, good.
that's where it was the whole time.
The
Yep.
whole
Thaddeus,
time.
Thaddeus, check the
What?
bag, see if he's got dipping sauce. We didn't put it in the order.
Yeah, I checked the bag.
You don't see any dipping sauce.
Motherfucker. I take that 50 cents that I assume he keeps all the cash in the same bag. I take the 50 cents back. Motherfucker. And then I just casually toss the wallet, and it disappears in a flash of golden.
Yeah.
I swear, the next time we order pizza, it's like we don't let Jude order it because he forgets to order the dipping sauce every time.
He's not even here. He ordered the pizza and then left to go complain and missed the pizza guy.
I don't know. Once that guy is off on tilt, that's it.
And as you guys are talking, you actually hear the TV report play again. This time it's louder, and they're saying, almost in a more stern voice, that it is 3 years since the event with the comet. And you just see that footage again of a bright comet burning through the sky. And then hours later, it crackles, and you see that root of light burst out from it. That hung there for several hours before fading away. And then you see it pull to a live newscast where someone's saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, it's been 3 years since the anniversary of the comet that flew overhead. And it appears today that we may have a recurrence of such an event." And as this person's speaking, you actually see like the ambience of the room is like dimming. And then they say it louder. The ambience, like the light coming in from outside it's dimmer and more red.
Thad runs to the window. Oh shit!
And yeah, like through the blinds, you can kind of see that like there's like a bright, piercing point in the sky that you can't define at all what it is, but you can see it there, and you can hear the newscast kind of saying, not adding any new information, but just saying it seems as if there is a comet again overhead.
I'm gonna come out of the bathroom. Do you guys see that outside? Is that like the same comet from 3 years ago?
Dude, we're literally.
Hey man, I didn't hear the toilet flush or the water go.
Yeah, back in, buddy.
Back in, buddy. This is a hand washing house.
Yeah.
I'm sticking my head out.
Also, you asked us a question if we can see the red light as we're looking out the window where the red lights come. Yes. Pizza, dude.
I was looking out the bathroom window. I didn't see. No, if you guys were seeing it.
Oh, my bad. You haven't flushed yet, though. Flush.
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta wash your hands again now. That
You touch the thing. Yeah, you gotta wash your hands again. That's disgusting.
You guys are really anal about washing hands, huh?
No, we're just assholes.
Oh.
Well, I can't speak for Chris, but I'm an asshole. That's the right terminology.
I'm not even going to dry my hands. I'm just going to do this.
All over the mirror, huh?
And as you guys are talking, you actually hear what basically sounds like a crackle of thunder from no distance, almost directly overhead, moving down. And it just... maybe the loudest thunder you've ever heard. For a moment, you can't hear anything else.
Is this a bad? Are we about to die? Can we check to see if this is like imminent doom kind of thing?
Well, what do you guys? Are you looking to go outside and look at it, or are you trying to read a bad situation? Or
I think I'm trying to read a bad situation.
Sure.
And actually, while Thaddeus is doing that, I think I'm going to send a text to my handler over at the Order of the Welted Rose.
Okay, sure.
And ask them what they know.
Is read a bad situation plus cool? Okay.
Let me double check. I think read a bad situation. Let me scroll it. Is sharp actually.
Okay. Then that is that's 9.
Okay. So on a 7 and 9, you get to hold 3 from the question list there if you've got it available. And
I'm just pulling it up now.
Yeah, while you look at those, for Chris, what do you get to get from your handler there?
So yeah, I'm texting Mike. Like, hey, just had a massive peal of thunder. Third anniversary of the last time I was activated. Red light in the sky, massive peal of thunder. Do you know what's going on? And I rolled a 7, which says I get a mission associated with the mystery. If I do it, I'll get some info or help on it.
And it's on the cell phone? Like it's on a cell phone, the sect people you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. So first,
Like,
yeah,
send her a text.
you hear back through the phone that there's almost chaos on the other end of the line, and they're like, absolutely, Chris, Chris. I don't know if there's. Anyway, we absolutely are. We've got a lot. We've got a bit of a situation here. We're getting calls from all over. If you have an event near you, we absolutely can use you to wherever that impact point's going to be. We need you there. You got to get out there. You got to figure that out. We got a lot going on right now.
Are we looking at a similar instance as the last time?
It's hard to say. Last time it seemed almost, there was no real danger in it. Whatever that event was, it was handled. It's really hard to say right now. It's early on, and we're just getting a lot of calls like yours. We don't have information yet.
Okay, keep me posted.
We'll try. And you just hear like scrambling, almost like stockroom noise where it's just people yelling and phones ringing off the hook and all that. And they hang up.
Okay.
I rolled a 9, and I realized I only get to hold 1 because of that.
Oh, 9. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask the question. Sorry, what was I reading? Oh, I'm looking at the bad thing. I still hold 1.
Yeah.
What's the? No, I know what the biggest threat is. Are there any dangers we haven't noticed yet?
So at the moment, just looking at like where this bright pinpoint of light is, you can tell that while you kind of live in a slightly more suburby type of area, beyond your house there's like parks and some nice greenery, and then beyond that is the city, and you could kind of tell that if this obstruction were on a flight path in that direction, depending on its descent, it could be crashing into the city. It's almost impossible to tell for now, but your danger sense is going off, and you just see bright light going that way. That way is the city.
I just pull out this really old looking if there was iPhones in this world, it'd be like an iPhone 5S because he just got whatever Jude's phone was left over. And
It's
I
a
just
my phone made by
it's a
Ralph.
my phone. Yeah, my phone 5. And I just send a text to Jude being like, WTF, where are you?
And you don't get any immediate response. No, you don't even get a red message or anything. Just
God damn it, where's Jude?
So I don't know, but we have got to go take care of this, Divine One.
Stop. Just call me Dad.
I'll try.
Do roommates call
Small Pizza Man, do you have a vehicle?
I mean, yes, I am the delivery guy for a pizza place.
Okay, well, see, I needed to know, is it a moped, is it a bicycle, or do you have a sedan?
I have a van.
You have a van. You have a pizza delivery van. Well, congratulations. Sorry, what's your name?
It's Dylan.
Dylan, you're going to help the Holy Thad and I to vanquish some evil today.
God damn it.
what I love is that to Dylan, you just worship Thad like he's your college bro,
Yeah.
Like we're clearly just in some sort of strange
pledge
fraternity. Yeah.
This,
I assume that Thaddeus is not very tall.
He's he's 5'8".
Yeah, so Thad or Chris is a full foot taller. The Holy Thad.
That's me, bro.
Your relationship is quite weird. I mean, I'm all for it, but the calling your significant other divine, that's just...
We're not in a relationship. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I don't want to use the term worship because it sounds so bad.
No, it's right. It's right.
I'm gonna look at Chris and
Dear...
it's complicated, huh? Wink.
Right. And you said your name was Little Pizza Man, Dylan.
Dylan, yes.
Perfect. Dial on. Let's go.
Today, as somebody once said to me, you deliver both righteousness and cheese pizzas.
Nice.
And you see Chris just grab his large, two-handed, like 5.5 foot long, as tall as Thaddeus is, great sword, like thunking on his back, over top of his tracksuit.
Okay.
Like,
I guess we're going, and I grab the pizza.
Yes, that's
ooh, good
of
call.
utmost
Good
important.
call.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm still on the clock. I mean, just give me a minute.
Okay, go ahead. I was
gonna
gonna
call
offer
my
you
boss.
pizza, but sure.
Ring a ring, ring a ring.
It just keeps ringing.
Fuck it. I can always find a different job. Get in the van.
It's assumption he's gonna get fired, not that like it might be okay one done.
Well, Chris is a very large man in a tracksuit, so I figure like I've just entered the mafia. Like this is.
I mean,
So
he's a
once
very
in-
large man in a tracksuit and a claymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the mafia, if nothing else.
Not a
So,
thing.
as we get in the car, so what do you guys do for a living? I see Chris is a very large man, tracksuit, very
Not a job.
gangster.
Not a job. Oh, I'm not a common thug. I belong to the Order of the Wilted Rose, and I deliver righteousness and protect the innocent. And I have done for centuries.
You're one of these church fanatics, aren't you? Well, that's cool. That's cool. I mean,
No,
I don't personally believe in God, but you know,
Good for
all the
you.
power to you.
you quiet your tongue, little pizza man.
Don't be rude.
The Holy of Holies.
Chris, don't
It's-
be rude. I'm currently
pizza man.
in between jobs.
Oh, you know
And-
what? I probably am too.
Tight. High five.
High five.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that you guys are in Dylan's car now.
Yeah, we're on our way down to Dylan's car. I've already eaten
Yeah.
half the pizza.
Okay, I will say that as you nibble at this pizza, you actually feel invigorated while you take these bites. And something about this pizza to you feels special. Like each slice might help you out in a time of need.
Oh,
And for
I
this
really
session,
wish I hadn't ate half the pizza.
yeah, for this session, the remaining 6 slices of pizza will act as luck points. So if you wish to use a luck point, you get to eat one of those slices of pizza and do the exact same. And you have a combined pool of 6 remaining slices.
I wish I didn't eat the first 6 lump slices. Yeah. I'm just gonna put this pizza in the back. Shotgun, by the way. Nice. Yes.
The weight distribution is going to be all weird in the van now with
Yeah.
me. It's
Sorry, bro.
It's fine. You get to choose, of course, naturally.
Yeah, I mean, it's the perks of being me. Where are we going, Chris? Because you sort of just said all of us are getting in the car, and now we're all in the car, and Dylan is in drive, and we don't know where to go.
We must go where this impact has occurred.
Has
It
it,
hasn't occurred yet.
I was going to say, I don't think...
It's just a point of light in the sky.
It clearly will impact. I recall from before that we must go to where this light in the sky is. There's going to be trouble in that direction.
All right, Dylan. Cheese it to the light.
I
the
see what you
light.
did there. A most
Yes.
excellent joke.
God, you're the
Doesn't this
worst.
give you like Majora Mask feeling? Come on, that's so cool. Do you think we'll go back in time?
I'm not big on wearing masks.
Yeah, I've really only played PlayStation games, so I'm sort of
Oh.
aware of Majora's Mask, but
Is this that Legend of the Zelda game, correct? I've heard
we're
these
not
stories.
we're not
passed
really
down.
friends, Dylan. He's a roommate.
It's okay. Your secret is safe with me. I'm gonna wink at that.
What?
You're the mob
What?
boss. I get it. I get it. Why do you think I accepted this drive? I want to be part of this group you're in.
And he tries to do a really bad accent. Are you looking for a job? That was my Italian accent.
I mean, I
Is
am
that
now.
what
Yes.
it was?
I've seen the third Godfather. That's it.
You didn't watch the first two?
Jude only had the third one for some reason.
Yeah, Jude only collects things that are terrible.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
almost like like to be able to create a pyre of things to burn that are terrible at any given time. The sequels of good movies, the third in a trilogy, all the worst parts.
I've
of
seen
it.
Aragon like 4 times. So great.
Yeah, Jude has like 7 DVDs. They're trying to rid the world of that.
Yeah, he collects things so that they're no longer in the
Like
public
in
eye.
circulation.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so Dylan, as you are taking the wheel here and kind of pulling off towards a little bit, trying to interject with this this path of the light, you see that people are all around, kind of just like watching, like concerned, half concerned people looking at almost like fireworks that they didn't expect. But you're starting to see that these people are pulling out into the street and pulling out of their cars and walking up into the area. And Dylan, I'm going to need you to act under pressure as suddenly people start walking into the street staring at this thing. And
Act
you're
under
going to
pressure?
try and avoid them. Yeah. And that's plus cool.
Ooh, baby, that's oh wait, hold on. That's cool. 13.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Tell me how that looks.
So
You're
you
weaving
said
through all these people.
yeah. So as we're coming, you would think that I would slow down, but I don't. I'm gonna put it a
He's
little
got
bit more.
Pizza Man style.
I was gonna say.
Just kind of cruise and be like, oh, I've been doing. I've always wanted to do this.
Got the holy shit
Yeah.
bar like
Yeah.
in the back.
That
I
is
played a lot of
trying to
everything
put
with
another
extra
slice
sauce.
of pizza in his mouth, but it's just
Oh no.
he drops and falls in the back. And he looks
I
over to
played
Dylan and he's
a
like,
lot of GTA.
family. You've seen that
Oh,
movie,
no.
right?
Only the
Like-
third one.
Well,
I saw the 5th one.
Wasn't
Fast
that Tokyo
5,
Drift?
no?
No.
Okay.
uh,
Family.
you've really not watched the other movies?
No, I've only
Like
been
the
around for
first
about a
5?
year and a half, 2 years.
Well, you've only been in the country for a year. I mean, I get it. Where were you before? Where'd you come from?
You know, here and there. That's it. That's all I've got. You know,
I
I
get
went to
Burning
college
Man?
before. Yeah, I was at college before. Delta
College.
State. Delta
No
State. You
movies.
know that college, right?
Yeah, the one up north. I think I've heard about it before. See, I've never gone to college, so the pizza place is the best.
One could not tell.
See,
think
that's
that-
what I've been telling my parents all this time, but they don't believe me.
Nobody can tell.
I'm pretty sure that was sarcasm. Yep, right?
Chris, I don't.
Isn't that like a symbol
I
for
don't
like
partake in drugs.
cocaine? Yeah. What's up with them?
You're a pizza delivery guy and you don't?
No.
Dylan, you noticed that as you guys are driving,
God.
the people on the streets their numbers are too many now. You're kind of slowing a little bit as you see that the people looking up into the sky, there's maybe 30 or 40 in the street ahead of you, and there's almost no way you're going to keep making this way on in the vehicle.
It looks like we're gonna have to walk. I'm gonna.
I reach over and just like lay on the horn.
Dude, stop backseat driving.
And you
I
see
could have
people
done it from the
actually
front
turn.
seat.
You see a lot of people turn and like look at you as if like, what are you doing? Like it's like trying to drive through as if there's fireworks. Like it's fireworks time. What are you doing?
We have an important delivery. Do we have
And-
any
and they-
deliveries?
They
I'm
don't
gonna deliver
move
just ice.
just ice
Is that justice?
and
Justice.
some golden scales.
Yeah.
But you guys do notice that if you wanted to, you could maybe go off-roading. As you're coming up onto this road, it's all park here. It's all greenery. You could take a little diagonal detour to
All right,
get around
Dylon.
these people.
Floor it. He's family. Go into the park.
Whatever you say, boss.
Oh my god,
Oh,
it
he just
worked.
goes for it right away. So you turn and you hit the gas and you go up over that curb and onto the sidewalk and then past those little rounded gates for locking bikes up into, and then right into the grass where immediately from the rain before, it starts tearing up the park a little bit as you drive into it, tires sputtering. And you slowly start to make your way through the park. There's people walking through the park the same as they were in the street, staring up at this beautiful bright light. The sky is starting to darken a bit as the light increases, and you're just kind of weaving your way between them.
These
Thad plugs in his My Phone 5 into the sedan and plays "Never Gonna Give You Up."
Nice. Yeah.
One of the few songs Jude has on, like one of the few albums Jude has on at home. Never gonna give you up. That's all I can say for now. But
Rickroll this trip through the park.
what is a Rickroll?
I believe it's some sort of dessert.
Is that? I assumed it was a piece of sushi, but
Remind me when I drop you guys off to show you more. Just show you the internet. I mean,
I've been on the internet twice. It's very complicated.
Yeah, it can be, but you can just save the websites that you go to on your bookmarks. So you just click on the bookmarks and it always brings you to the same place. Super easy.
Chris, what language is he speaking?
I don't understand. How does one save a whole website in a phone?
Yes, how do you save site?
What about other people that want to use it?
Yes.
As if to save Dylan from this interrogation, you guys actually hear from outside of the car just someone saying, "What the hell are you doing?" And you look, and there's like kind of a grumpy man, just like you turn around right in front of your car, inches away, and he's standing in the park and wondering why you're driving a car almost directly into him.
We're the cable guy. I've seen the cable guy. We're the cable guy.
You guys got to get the hell out of here. This isn't for cars. I'm gonna call the cops.
We're almost out of the park, sir.
We have to make a delivery.
He looks over his shoulder and can see that there is like at least a mile of park behind him. It's nothing but greenery and kids playing in trees, and just like, you absolutely aren't. And he reaches for his phone. And
Okay.
Cheese
okay.
it.
I'm gonna reverse, just so we can go back. But I'm gonna turn the car so we're reversing past him.
Yeah, and I'm going to reach my hand out and try and grab the phone.
There's a lot of people in this park. So as you're trying to do a 3-point turn, you're nearly hitting people. I'm going to need you to act under pressure to not run somebody the hell over right now. And that is, are you actually going to try and steal this man's phone as he
Yeah.
tries to...
Yeah.
Okay,
Under
can
pressure?
you... Yeah, both of you act under pressure to try and get this done.
10 plus cool 11.
Act under pressure. Act under pressure is what?
So we got an 11 from...
Yeah.
Okay.
5 plus 5 plus 1.
I got a 9.
Okay, so Dylan doesn't run anybody over somehow. And you hear people kind of like yelling and jumping out of the way as he like suddenly turns the car around to take it around this guy. And Thaddeus reaches out and grabs the man's phone. And you got a 9. So what do you get there? Anything
act
bad
under
gonna
pressure.
happen?
Keeper is going to give you a worse outcome, hard choice, or price to pay.
Okay, so as you are kind of leaning out the side of the car and you go to grab his phone, you can feel that pizza's sliding away. The lid is half open from when you were trying to get a slice before, and the pieces are sliding, and you can tell that
It's not a choice. I grabbed the pizza. It's not even a choice.
You grab it.
Yeah.
And you have his phone for a moment, and it pulls it out of his hand, and it tumbles to the ground, and you kind of see him like tumble after it, and he's like 60 years old, and he falls over trying to get in. It's a messy situation, but you clamp down on the pizza box and like grab those few slices that are about to slide out through the side and like get back in the car.
Toss the pizza back to Chris and I get out of the car.
It's a moving car, so we're gonna act under pressure here. So,
Yeah, I'm getting out of the car. Another
Like a
accident.
moving car. Just opens the
Uh-oh.
door, walks
Crap
out.
pizza.
I'm gonna mark some experience.
Oh no.
Rolled a 6.
Did you do the Beavis and Butthead thing where you're like, just keep running when you hit the ground?
I can do this.
He's got
Ass over tea kettle. I rolled a 6.
Yeah. Oh, so that's not great. Let's
No.
ignore that robocall real quick. So you got a 6. Things don't go great. You step out onto the earth that is moving at exactly the speed of this car moving away from it, and your legs pull out from under you. You fall to the ground. You instantly take 1 harm, and your groin feels very bad at the moment.
Oh no. I have armored. Is it ignoring armor in this particular
Oh
instance?
yeah, your groin is not armored.
Yeah, I had a feeling. I had a feeling. Oh.
Oh goodness.
Uh,
So anytime you make a movement action that is like in part of a roll for like act under pressure or anything like that, you're going to take an additional harm if it involves your legs.
oh, I pulled the groin. Pulled the groin. Oh, and I just like move slowly over the phone. Dude, don't call the cops. That's rude. And I just take the batteries out of the phone.
And you know that this guy's only got a My Phone 2, and the best way to take the batteries out of that is to fist that phone in half, because these batteries are not removable.
I just toss it into the nearby fountain. Sorry, bro. Had to do it.
And he's just yelling wordless, like you can't understand what he's saying. He breaks off into his mother tongue, and he's just screaming at you, like you're ruining his life.
Chris, I think he's talking about websites.
I'm gonna drive up and be like, boss, get the fuck in. What are you doing?
Stop yelling, and I casually walk into the car, close the door.
Casually limp back into the car.
Yeah, I'm stretching the groin like, oh. Well, Chris, you're going to have to get into this tonight. Ugh.
Guys, I really don't need to know what goes on in your relationship, and I'm gonna drive off.
Jude keeps complaining about all the olive oil we use.
Too much olive oil.
It's organic olive oil, so.
Rub the olive oil into my skin or die.
You know, there is other things in the pharmacy you can use. Lube,
What is a
for example.
pharmacy?
You hear an incredibly loud thunder again, and the sky darkens further. A deeper shade of red, almost a purpley color. And it just reverberates.
cannot be
And
good.
you actually see like the trees around you, like they shake and leaves fall, and like you feel it.
I would like to read a bad situation.
Maybe, yeah, I think maybe investigator mystery is slightly
Yeah.
better for the situation.
I'd like to
just because
figure
the
out
results.
what the
Maybe.
heck is going on.
Well, let me double check, because the read a bad situation,
Because we want, like...
it's kind of tough with these roles. Often those are very much focused on a living thing a lot of the time, something you're actually investigating.
Yeah, I can do investigate a mystery.
Yeah, that one is
It's like
also a
that.
little bit focused on
Yeah,
the
because I mean,
monster,
like, you
but-
can go with, like, where did it go? Or what is it going to do, maybe?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to say what's it going to do. I got a 7, so I only get to hold one anyways.
Okay.
So I'm
Yeah.
going to ask, where did it go? Is what I'm going to ask.
I
Or
think
what
this
is it going to
answers- Yeah, I think either way, this answers pretty much just what's happening in the sky. And it's that bright light is larger now. It's almost doubled in size since when you first saw it through the window of your living room, and it's much brighter now. And the area around it has like this red corona, almost like when you rip open a peach and you see that red, the red flesh of a peach bleeding out. But instead of a dark pit, it's bright. And the sky around it almost is red, and further out it gets darker. And you can tell that it is definitely on a collision course with the city. And time is a little bit of the essence.
We shouldn't drive towards that, right? That's gonna hit the city. We can't stop a comet.
We can't, or maybe, I don't know, maybe we can? Maybe we can talk nicely to it. Maybe maybe this is what you were prophesied to do. They said that you would come. Maybe this is your task, Thaddeus, to stop this comet.
Seriously doubt that. Also, Dylan, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's have lots of drugs.
We must go to the epicenter of this chaos in order to fight against it.
Listen, man, if you drive towards the comet, I'll order another pizza, and I'll tip you well, I guess.
Okay, I'm gonna drive as we're driving there. So, where were you guys when the comet came 3 years ago? What were you guys doing?
I was at college.
Up north.
At Delta U.
So were you guys?
I was here in the city, taking care of some personal business that day. There was more to that situation with the comet than I think most people realize.
And how did you guys meet and have your flourishing relationship?
He just showed up to the house one day, wouldn't leave me alone.
Yeah, but were you up north at this time?
No, I was in the city about a year after. A year after?
About a year ago.
Yeah, a year after the.
Okay. Well,
you see, I was reactivated at that point, and
he
with
means
the understanding
he
that
woke up. He had a long nap.
Yes, yeah, it's akin to a nap.
Is there not protocols against telling civilians about your naps?
It's okay. My brother's also gay, so I understand. It took him a while to be reactivated as well.
I'm happy for your brother, Little Pizza Man. I believe you may be misreading the situation.
I'm not from this position, I'll tell you that.
Just look, when Master Thaddeus requires groin massages, somebody must adhere to it, and it's clearly been prophesized.
I really wish I hadn't made that joke because it really leaned into the reactivating thing. For the record, Dylon, that was a joke. I'm saying your name right, correct?
It's Dylan, but boss, it's you can call me whatever you want.
Dylon, it is.
At this moment, you guys are kind of peeling out at the edge of the park now, moving back into some streets, and you see a lot of people moving towards the light. Just like you're going to see this kind of everywhere. It feels like people are slowly moving in and taking a look at this thing, and a little bit, you've got the car window open a little bit ever since Thaddeus, tried to grab the man's phone and tore his phone, and you can hear almost like faint static in the air, almost like I don't know, like an egg sizzling in the other room, and you can just hear that.
It's outside. We hear
just
that
everywhere. You just hear that as if you have tinnitus, and that's what it sounds like. That is what you hear instead of that ever present ringing. Just a
I would like to read a bad situation because this feels familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, okay, let's do that.
I'd like to cast Nope. No, thank you.
I'm not sure if I've got Nope in there. Oh boy. 4. So let me just mark that experience.
Okay, yeah, you get that. Everything to you feels weird and not great. That's about it.
Yeah.
What
feels
kind
familiar,
of
but I can't place it.
Yeah, there's a familiarity about this event, and you have some memory of the event 3 years ago that what happened that night or that day, and something happens now to kind of punctuate your feelings. It feels like when someone flickers the lights on and off manually, and you see this happen for the whole sky. It was a burning daylight with a comet lighting everything up, and then it was black, and then it comes back to how it was a moment ago.
That
can't be good.
No, that didn't feel normal.
And you see everyone around you stunned, like they're all almost like looking around to see if everyone else saw that too. 'Cause
Yeah,
it
we
was
saw
just for
it.
a moment. Everyone was blinded. It felt like there was just no sight of anything. It was just black for a moment.
I think we all just collectively blinked at the same time.
And your voice
That's
is
all that could possibly
your
be.
voice is a mouse in the area. There are now hundreds of people in the parks and the streets, and they're all talking amongst themselves. And you can hear them kind of in a panic tone now. There's no one paying attention to you. You're just one of many cars now, kind of driving panic through the streets. I don't know, Dylan. You could take a pathway into the city to try and get on par with where this path of light is going. Or you can continue left through the park and try and kind of follow it more directly.
We'll still do the park.
Okay. So you see that like the streets are basically full of cars, and there's almost no way that if you want to get to the middle of like the city square that you're going to make it that way. And so you go in through the park, seeing that while it's people, you have been able to navigate through them, whether they're dodging out of the way or not. And you travel through. As you go this way, you do notice that it's much more of a thickly wooded area. And as you kind of pass by some office buildings on your right, you are finding there are fewer and fewer people here due to the number of trees blocking out the side of the Comet itself. And it's just eerily quiet. You hear the rumble of the engine, and the three of you kind of feeling odd about seeing the sky turn out for a second, and you kind of move forward through the trees.
We should just maybe grab a pizza and just not worry about this. This feels like a problem for the police, fire, military. For the military. Military.
I think perhaps the military might have an issue with deploying so quickly. I believe that we are properly equipped to deal with this. We have cheese pizza. We have the divine. We have my sword.
By the way, Dylan, we did ask for pepperoni, so I'm gonna want $5 back because we paid for pepperoni and didn't get it.
Oh, I did have another order of pizza in the bag. It's in the back. Maybe that was yours. I don't know. You can
All right, and I just don't even. As soon as he says there's another pizza in the back, I grab the regular non-luck pizza and just grab 2 slices, fold them over each other, and just 3 bites.
Like a pizza, it's in his trunk. If he's saying he's got another one in the back, it's gonna be back there.
Yeah.
All right.
Over. No.
No. Yeah, I pull the back seat down so I can scoot into the trunk.
You're in the front seat.
Maybe he's got one of those. Maybe he's got one of those little passageways.
Yeah.
What kind of car was this, Mr. Dillon?
Van, I believe.
Was this a van?
Yeah.
Oh, then you can reach right over. Then you can get
Chris,
right back there.
Pass me 2 slices of Peps.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep one for myself. I'm gonna pass it up.
You want a slice, Dylon? The end of the world feels like. Now let's have a slice of pizza.
This is the end of the world?
It's a joke,
Right.
Dylon.
Oh, then yeah, of course. I mean, I eat this pizza all the time, but sure, if you guys are gonna have one, I'll have one.
Cool.
Yeah. Reach up and like tap Thaddeus on the shoulder. Are you serious? Is this the end of the world?
No.
Yeah.
It's a comet, Chris. It's fine.
Is that never mind. Just there's a bunch of
What I would
evolution
know
theories.
if the world was ending, right?
Of course.
Of course.
Okay.
I look at Dylon and just.
And as you kind of like you nibble at that pepperoni pizza, you feel that this is kind of cold, not really what you wanted. Absolutely doesn't feel as good as that other pizza when you eat it.
Yeah, but I'm saving that pizza for a special occasion now.
Yeah, I got you. And at this moment, you see that issue happen again. The lights flick out, and they flick back on. and they flick back out, and they flick back on, and then they flick back out.
So it's like pitch black.
Yeah. And over
Speaking
the
of
course of the
family.
next few seconds, you don't even hear that sizzling anymore.
Do we hear the car?
You hear the car moving. You don't see anything beyond it. You can kind of see inside a little bit for each other, but you're driving now in the absolute dark through a forest.
Dylan, hit the lights.
Yeah. Maybe low lights will work. I don't know.
You mean the high beams? I'm going to turn on.
Yeah. I've never driven a car before.
You flick them on, and there's no indication beyond your car that they're on.
Maybe slow down so we don't kill anyone who's.
Yeah,
in the
Dylan,
park.
can you
ourselves.
roll act under pressure for me?
Is that just a smidge too late?
Act under pressure.
Yeah, this is mainly because he chose to turn on the lights instead of hit the brakes first.
No, that makes you listen, man. I'm not disagreeing with anything you've said. I just wish I'd thought about it before we'd asked.
Try and
this
put your
number.
brain into the situation here. You're in a car and the lights go out. Do you just keep driving? You know that kind of.
Act under pressure is cool, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
So 3, 6, 7.
Okay, so I give you a worse outcome or price to pay. As you're kind of like reaching down with your foot to like switch over to the brake pedal, your foot kind of pushes in between the gas and the brake, and you don't really get a good handle on it at all. And a little bit in a panic, you like brace yourself from falling forward, underneath the pedals, turning the wheel. And you just feel the car. Eventually, it does come to a stop, and you feel it. Maybe it came to a stop without your help as you thunk into something lightly.
Oh man, did I hit a tree? I'm gonna get.
I
out of the
hope
car.
so.
I'm gonna
As
get
you
out of-
reach for the car, you notice to hear the sound of rain.
When did it start raining?
don't-
Can one of you just roll plus sharp for me?
Let's see what my plus sharp is. Hey, it's a -1. I don't want to roll it.
Sure, I'll roll it.
5-0.
It's a 10.
Thaddeus, you notice that it kind of sounds like rain, but it sounds sharper than rain. It almost sounds like hail.
Don't go outside.
Even then, it sounds sharper than hail. Dylan, you've got your arm on the handle. Are you going out there to check out what you ran into?
No, I'm gonna listen to.
I grab him by the scruff and be like, I'm pretty sure there's bad hail out there. Man, we could really use Jude's flashlight right now.
So you guys, you have the internal light on, and you can see inside the car. But it seems like anything beyond that, you're really not getting the vision of. But you do hear that rain, and at first it's trickling from above, or that hail, or whatever it is, the sharper than hail sound. And then you start to hear it hitting the sides of the car on both sides. And then you feel it vibrating underneath the car.
Maybe
This is beginning to feel too familiar.
What do
Yeah.
you mean?
3 years ago, I would suggest that these are perhaps very large locusts.
Hey, 3 years ago, I was attacked by black insects.
Those are like grasshoppers? Like from that new
Yes.
Karate Kid movie? With Will Smith's son?
God damn it! You don't tell me you didn't watch the original.
There's I thought that was the original.
Why do you think it's called the new Karate Kid?
I just thought that.
Divine Pizza Man, focus.
Right. That makes
And as Chris says focus, you guys you do pick out in the sound that you're right, that it isn't quite just rain, and it does sound like things hitting the sides of this car. And beyond that, you do hear the slight thrumming of what could be wings.
It's them. They've returned. along with the Comet.
And you feel the car start to shake back and forth. And you can hear the sound of impacts against it left and right. And you're wiggling kind of as the car moves.
Is there any chance that the vehicle can move right now?
I mean, I can reverse, but I can't see anybody. I could hit someone.
I
Immediately.
don't know if that's better or worse.
Yeah, I don't have very good standing with my insurance right now, so I like to avoid that if possible.
I'm going to check to see if you can back up. I'm going to go outside.
Okay. As you go outside, moving outside of the car, you get this sudden like feeling of vision where you actually kind of can see immediately around you. Like that vision moves with you. As you leave the car, you start to see less of it as you move away, and you start to see the things around you. And at your feet, you can see blades of grass, and you can see the outside of the car. And then you see what was pressing against the side of the car. And you do see something with a shiny black carapace pushing against the side of the car.
Lots of them or one big one?
In your kind of 1.5 foot periphery that you get, you see at least one about the size of a dog pushing with its legs against the side of this vehicle.
I reach into that space again, pull out my trident.
As you do that, that brilliant light that happens when you pull that space, you kind of illuminate the area like a camera flash. And you see dozens of these bugs swarming the area and crashing into the vehicle. And like for that brief moment, you see at least 12 of them.
Cool. You see that flash again as I immediately put the trident away and run back to the car.
And as you slam into the car, you see like with you crashing into your window, and it begins to crack as a dozen of these like insect legs are smashing into the glass. And Chris, on your side, you're starting to see the same thing too. And Dylan, at the front windshield on your side, you start seeing things tapping against the glass and chips of little pieces of glass coming off it.
Yeah, I rush into the car, close the door. It's time to go. This is definitely not the Karate Kid.
We are not going to survive if we stay in this. We need to move, but where?
Anywhere but here. Put it in reverse and drive.
And
Put it in reverse.
I'm going to put the windshield wipers on to try to get the bugs off.
Okay, that's gonna give you a +1 while you control this car. That was it. That was the secret.
Yeah.
So can you roll act under pressure for me to feel
The
if you
true
drive out
secret
anything?
hidden behind the new Karate Kid was the windshield
Well,
wipers.
with that +1,
Get those wipers on.
it's a 9.
Yeah, as a 9. So acting under pressure, we'll see how this goes. It's gonna be a worse outcome, but it's mainly that as you kind of back up, you feel as you kind of right the wheel, you smash into something with the left side, and that the back of the van window behind Chris is in the back, right?
Yeah.
So the back corner of you know how vans have that little window at the very back, that just smashes open as you kind of crash into a tree, and the back side behind Chris there is opened up, and then you book it forward, peeling kind of through the grass. And Dylan, as you're driving, you actually notice that if you like really lean grandma style up on the wheel, you can almost see like just in front of that little snub of the front of your van, and kind of keep away from crashing into any.
Okay.
Excuse me.
As we're driving, oh man, my mom is gonna kill me.
This isn't your car?
No, it's my mom's car. I've been saving up to buy my own set of wheels, but now I'm gonna have to replace all this windows.
I think she might understand if there were 3-foot locusts, you called them.
Perhaps locusts, since they're huge.
No, don't do that.
Sorry, bad attempt at a joke. Not the right time.
Yeah.
Chris, you hear the sound of these creatures as they kind of chitter.
Mhm.
That broken open window behind you. You start to see
Yeah.
little legs pouring in and scraping at the inside
Yeah,
of you.
I draw the ancient silver knife at my hip, and I turn away and just start being ready to hold the flank, so to speak.
Okay.
I have a question for the keeper.
Yeah.
How does one draw a 5.5 foot sword in a minivan?
No, that's why I've got the silver knife. That's why I've got the silver knife.
Okay, cool.
Have you ever put a hockey stick into the back of a van?
No,
Yeah.
it's actually just like a pool noodle. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like trying to put a hockey stick into the back seat with that and being able to close the door.
You gotta like get it right in between the side. And,
Yeah.
okay, so he's got his knife. So yeah, you see these arms reaching in at you, Chris, and they ain't too far off. You're buckled in against the back seat there, and they're basically right over your shoulder, grabbing at you.
That's a no from me. Yeah, I'll roll kick some ass to try and just slice that up.
Yeah, make a stab at that, and
You know,
Dylan,
slice the
also
Shellup's
roll,
legs there.
Yeah, at the same time, Dylan, you are white knuckling it right on the wheel here, and you see trees in front of you. Can you act under pressure as you kind of drive through these?
Can I roll to help him? Sort of like pointing out trees and bugs and
To help Dylan? Yeah, go for it.
yeah, it's 10.
I got a 9 total.
Okay,
I rolled a 10, so
Same.
you get to add +1.
so
Well,
he gets a
then
10. So yeah, you, Dylan, you're driving, and you explain what happens here. You succeed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
so
sort
as-
of. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, as I'm driving, I'm kind of listening to Thaddeus, and every time he tells me to go left, I go left. I go right. There'll be one time where he says right, and I go left, and he yells at me and says the other left.
No, wrong. I said right.
Sorry, I get my lefts and rights confused all the time.
I just like start holding the L's in front of him so he knows which way is left and right while I'm looking.
And while you two are doing that, you just see Chris stabbing at the window behind you. How does that go?
Not great. At some point, so I get a 9. So it managed to slice one, but I overswing and I get it sort of stuck in the upholstery on the side, and I have to
no!
like pull it out. Kind of hoping that maybe Dylan didn't see that.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, as you kind of like stab into the upholstery, you do slice through the arm of one of these things, kind of like a mandible-looking arm, and you see like this gross like blackish green ichor kind of falling out from the gash, and then as you stick into the upholstery, you just see like this mouth of like chattering teeth like lurch back and then bite into your arm. And it's just holding on to you, and it's kind of prying its body in, using you as an anchor point. First, you take 2 harm, and it is moving in. You feel a tingling sensation across your arm, and in the back of your mind, you feel like maybe you never had an arm.
Oh, I don't like that. I'm gonna try to reverse my grip, like on the knife. So instead of being like this, I'm gonna flip it around, pull it out, just try and stab into the head of this thing.
Yeah, can you first act under pressure to try and get away from this thing?
Yeah, I can for sure. 8.
Okay.
Worst outcome, hard choice, or price to pay.
So you notice that like if you wanted to, you have a moment where under this thing's mouth you could get your dagger in there, and whatever it's doing right now, you can intercept and protect your arm.
I will do that. Yes.
Okay.
Right.
And as you do that, you kind of like wedge it in, and that feeling of forgetting if you had an arm or not goes away, and suddenly the dagger is gone. You see it like almost turn to dust in your hand as this thing bites into it, and the dagger just kind of crumples away, and you just have a vague memory that you used to have a dagger. You can't even now remember what it looked like, and it's gone.
I don't have a weapon. I wasn't just punching it, right?
I'm gonna open.
You have a 5.5-foot sword. What are you talking about? You don't have a weapon.
I,
And you do see it hockey stick style in the side of the van. How do you get to it? We don't know.
I'm gonna open my glove box and grab a big knife that's in there,
Okay.
and just kind of reach back and try to give it to Chris.
Sure. Can you act under pressure without the positive one, because you're doing some one-handed driving right now?
Ooh, I'll take that experience point.
Oh no!
Okay. So as expected, you one hand reach over, hand the sharp knife over to Chris, and at that same moment, you crash full speed into a tree. All of you are going to need to roll plus cool to try and. Well, there's a bunch of you. You're all in different positions in the car, so we're just gonna.
Yeah, Thad
Just roll
wasn't
plus
wearing
cool.
a seatbelt.
Yeah.
Thad wouldn't have worn a seatbelt.
Yeah, especially after his propensity for walking into moving cars.
Yeah, yeah. Or rolling act under pressure.
It's going
plus
to just
cool.
be plus cool.
Plus cool.
Rolled a 9.
8 total.
8
Okay.
as well.
Okay, so all of you almost succeed. Chris, you succeed the best because Dylan was pointing a knife at you, crashed into a car, and as you lurch forward, it just slices right over the top of your shoulder, cutting through the shirt, barely hitting the skin. You don't even take a harm from it, but you can you can feel the sting of that, and it's just waving out over you. Dylan, you rolled an 8.
Oh boy.
8, yeah.
Yeah, you just feel yourself crash into the steering wheel, chest first, and the wind is knocked out of you. You just take one harm as you are stunned for the moment. You can't even catch your breath. And that is what you roll.
I rolled an 8 as well.
An 8 as well. So kind of the same thing for you, but you're not wearing a seatbelt. So you go crashing into the glove box that he opened, knee against it, crashing right into it, and then falling forward over that as your elbow smacks into the barrier dividing the windows.
Knee, groin, elbow.
Yeah. And you take one harm, not reduced by armor as well.
Oh my god, I'm so hurt. No, I'm not. I've got 2 harm.
And as you all crash, you start to notice something worse. The sounds around you don't work the way you expect to. And it takes you a moment to notice that windshield had just blown right out. And there's little shards of glass around you. And while you only get these few feet of periphery of vision, you see pinpoints of light start to appear as these insects move their way through the front of the car.
Well, your mom's going to be really pissed because now we're abandoning the car. Let's go.
Oh man, this probably means I can't quit my job.
Dylan, you do see the end of the car where the locusts are, right?
And they are now inside the car.
Yeah. I summon my trident and stab.
Okay, so with that
Hockey
burst of
stick
light,
style.
as you pull it out of that space, you see, again, at least a dozen of these things homing in on you. With that light, they all turn and focus, and they're coming towards you. Kick some ass. And what are you guys doing up top there?
I'm extricating myself from the vehicle.
So, yeah, you are sitting in the back.
Yeah.
You hit that door, and it opens. Dylan, what are you doing?
I'm gonna also get out of the car.
Yeah, can you roll plus tough for me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's a 11 total.
So at first you feel like this groaning of metal as you really try and press that door open, knowing that it kind of bent under the pressure of this crash into what you think is a tree, and then it pops and you're able to get out.
Oh man, my mom is gonna kill me.
I mean, assuming these things don't get to us first.
Yeah, but you've never met my mom. I'd rather these things come after me first.
That's good.
Well spoken.
I rolled an 8 plus 2 for 10.
Okay. So what's your weapon do? Can you tell me how this looks?
Yes, it's 3 harm. With a Yes, it's like a silvered tipped weapon, and I just like jam this thing, this like locust. I'm basically trying to fend it from biting me, as well as position the trident to hit a vital spot at the same
Okay.
time. And I'm telling to Dylan and Chris, I'm like, meet at the front of the car. I have an idea.
Okay, so yeah, as you do that, you kind of stab through it, and you see that like a burst of greenish black ichor shoot back as you kind of like decapitate this one. But then another comes by and grabs onto your arm and onto your wrist, and you just see these clicking mandibles biting into your wrist, and you just feel this weird fuzzy feeling, and then you start to think like, why would it hurt? I've never had a hand, and you just have that feeling moving through you as Dylan and Chris have left the car.
Yeah, my hand begins to glow a little bit, and I punch it.
Yeah, you can roll to kick some ass again. And Dylan and Chris, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's I'm moving towards the front of the car, but given the density of these locust type creatures, I'm forced to kind of fight defensively. I can't seem to really get a room to swing, but I will be trying to kick some ass on the way up there.
Okay.
I'm going to be using Smite.
Oh, what does Smite do?
Smite. Your body and divine weapon always count as a weakness against the monsters you fight. Your unarmed attacks are 2 harm, intimate, hand, and muscle.
Okay, nice.
And I rolled a 13.
13. So yeah, you hit it.
I hit it with the
You hit it
intention of
real
stunning
hard.
it so I can move my hand out and then climb through the windshield where the windshield was.
So you do exactly that. You hit it, and instead of stunning it, it bursts. You see at the point that you hit it, it almost inverts, and the head comes apart, and the legs move up, and the wings move up, and it poof, confettis as it just kind of explodes around your hand. And you remember, like, of course my hand could do that. I've always had a hand.
Yeah. As soon as I'm like, I like slide down the front of the hood, and I'm like, both of you here now. Yeah. It's probably the first time you've heard Thaddeus Sirius ever.
And Chris, I assume you're listening as you run to him. You see one fly into your view, and
yeah, I'm absolutely compelled to make my way to the front of the vehicle. I assume, or Dylan and I, did we get out on the same side?
I believe, yeah, if you wanted to.
Okay, all right. So, like, as we're moving, I'm going to be working to like protect him, essentially.
Okay, and you rolled kick some ass as well.
I did, and I got a 9 on that.
Okay, so you see that one flying past you, and how much damage does that weapon do?
So much. Yeah, the big sword does 3 harm.
Oh, you're using the big boy. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you cleave at it, and you like almost unfortunately have like this glancing blow where as you're swiping up, you just like hear a click, 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 and you cut off all of its legs from the bottom of it, and you just see them kind of move out of the periphery of your vision. And you just see it kind of like U-turn. And as it U-turns, you see it come back at you with like this horn on its head, and it just slashes through, and it just deals 2 harm as it like cuts by like the shoulder that Dylan had handed a knife to, and you just feel that sting again.
Well, that's going to put me into the dying unstable.
Perfect.
Sorry,
go ahead, Dylan.
Don't forget you have a special thing in the car that is a circle,
pizza.
Square, and
grab
triangle.
the pizza.
I mean, we absolutely grabbed the pizza on the way out.
Yeah, I've got a slice in my mouth because I'm going to be trying something very difficult in a second.
Okay.
I'm gonna see the one that Chris is trying to attack, and he just attacked, and I'm gonna use my attack, which is called Hex. When you cast a spell, as well as a normal effect, you may pick from one of the following things. Either A target contracts a disease, 2, the target immediately suffers harm, 2 harm, and ignores magic armor, and the target breaks something precious or important.
Okay.
Ooh, baby. 5.
That's plus weird, right?
Yeah, so 12 total.
Ooh, okay. Which are you picking?
I get to. The keeper will offer you some added benefits, is what it says.
So with use magic, you get it just works with that issue, and you can choose an effect. But if this isn't your use magic, it's its own hex move.
Yeah, you
then,
can do one of the things you said.
Yeah, so you
Okay,
either
cool.
can do the disease, 2 harm with ignore armor, or break something precious or important.
Chris, you did damage to them. What? 3 damage?
Yeah, 3 harm.
3.
I'm gonna do the suffer 2 harm.
Okay. So the one that you see as it like horns through the Chris's like neck shoulder trap area.
What does this magic look like?
Yeah, how does this look as you kind of like hone in on that one?
Yeah, so I'm still rusty at it. I don't really use this. So you see my eyes kind of roll to the back of my head. I just stick a hand out, and then and you kind of hear me say, please work, and I just cast it.
And what does this look like as you killed this thing? How does the whole effect look?
Yeah, so it's gonna kind of look like 3 beams of black. They kind of look like clouds, and they just kind of go around the enemy, and then with the suffering harm, it just kind of goes through him, or like through the enemy.
Okay. It's like this melting gas almost as a cloud.
Ha
thing.
I knew there was a reason he delivered pizza.
Because he can do Get over here. And I like
prophesies to be with us.
I'm going to just have a piece of pizza in my mouth, just in case. And then you guys are going to see as 2 massive golden wings come up. And I'm like, and you guys could, I guess with the golden, you guys could probably see like 10 feet around us and probably dozens upon dozens of these dog-sized locusts. And I'm like, now is a good time to hug me. And you watch as the wings start to come in and you guys start to feel like the magic that I have sort of like emanate around and crackle with this like golden energy. And I am going to attempt to use angel wings.
Okay. You do that roll for me.
Yeah. I'm going to use that luck point.
So you down that slice of pizza.
And I look at Chris like, don't you dare forget that cheese pizza. And I look at Dylan just for a second, and I'm like, how about we have a conversation with your boss about not putting pepperoni on pizza? I assume that I've been to this pizza place before.
Yeah, I'm sure you've been there. You've been living in this
area for a while. And I will read to you what Angel Wings does. It says you can go instantly to anywhere you visited before or to a person you know well. When you carry 1 or 2 people with you, roll plus weird, which I rolled a 12 plus 1 is 13 now. Yeah. On a 10 plus, you go where you wanted. On a 7 or 9, you don't quite manage it. Either you are separated or you all appear in the wrong place. But I used my luck. So.
Okay. So how does this feel? What does this look like?
So essentially, the wings come in and sort of surround you guys, and they, instead of just like closing and stopping, you notice that the wings sort of just turn golden and fade away, and then there's like this magic that turns, and it's just gold all around you for like a half a second, and then this feeling like the air is being pulled out of your body, and before it feels like your lungs are about to collapse, you're suddenly standing in a pizza place. And
suddenly you just hear a voice that, Dylan, you've heard many times go, hey, what the fuck? I have a question about pepperoni. Dylan, where you been? It's been an hour, man.
I tried calling you. I was going to give you my 2-week notice.
Yeah, you think the phones are working? I've been worried sick. I'm not talking about the pizzas. Where you been?
Well, I've been with these fine gentlemen. They
my
goodness. They're one of our clients. I went to go deliver the pizza, and then they asked me to drive them somewhere, and I said, sure, as a good Samaritan that I am, I gave them a ride.
And then you appear in the middle of the store.
Yeah, okay, so I crashed
Did they pay you
car.
for the pizza at least? Can you at least bring over the money here, and then we'll sort some things out? Have you noticed that maybe things are a little weird? And as you look around, there's no lights on. It's just this remnant crackling gold from Thaddeus's wings as you guys get here.
They're
And there's
slowly
some
fading.
emergency
Yeah.
slight lights in the corner, but there's no power on. And you just see him with a phone in hand, getting nothing. Just like,
I also love your John Mulaney impression. It's really good.
Yeah, it's really good. I turned to Chris with a serious tone and was like, maybe check the perimeter.
Box.
Go outside and look to see if there's something bad out there.
I'm sure there is. Like, pull the sword back off the back. Walk out.
You're
And
welcome,
Dylan-
by the way.
Dylan, you see your boss Mo, and he just like pulls you over to the side, and he's just like, he's kind of talking to you, just like, I can't believe this, man. It's been an hour. You should have come back here. You know, your mom's called me twice before we lost the phones. This is ridiculous. And Chris, can you read a bad situation for me?
God.
Forever why, sir? I'm sure there's nothing wrong.
It's fine.
Nope. No, I actually had a slice of pizza in my mouth as I walked out.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, because I can't handle another of those
You're down
12.
to 4 more, I believe.
Yes. Yeah.
4 more slices.
Yeah.
So are there any dangers I haven't noticed?
Yeah, Chris, there is. As you look out the window, you do see the slight shifting of darkness on darkness, and you get the impression that potentially it's more of these insect-like things kind of moving over the city. But beyond that, through the window, almost like in a perfect line down the street ahead of you, you see that light. And it's almost like a pale light that doesn't really illuminate much around it. And you can tell that is the comet crossing overhead. And you see as it begins to branch out like it did 3 years ago, creating a root network in the sky of light. And then you hear the crackle as if that was a strike of thunder in slow motion. And then in even slower and louder motion, you hear the thunder hit. Then you feel everything shake. All of you feel the store shake and the window shake. And just like it continues to shake for several more seconds before dying out.
Just bad weather.
And outside it's just darkness. The power is out as far as you can see.
Okay. That's definitely bad. What would be the biggest threat right now?
As you're looking
My
at this
mother.
branching light, you see
Your
Dylan's
mother.
mom. No, I'm just kidding.
No!
Inner nighty.
Prophecy
bath
foretold
cap
this.
Yeah.
But Chris, you noticed that at that moment where it branched out, creating this light, that the comet itself, while you never really noticed this in the pictures before from the previous event and the photography, maybe, those videos were classic news videos, too old, too pixeled. This time, as you look at it, it doesn't look like it's just branching out. It looks like whatever that comet was cracked open. And through a little bit of the debris of that explosion, you can see a darker shape where that comet, at the center of where it opened up, creating this root of light around it.
Okay. I'll ask my last bad situation question before we move on. These aren't great questions. What's the best way to protect the victims, i.e., us and everyone?
Yeah, that's a tough one. At this moment, you don't have enough information to even know what that is as a threat. But you get a feeling that at the moment, the insects don't seem to notice you. And so the threats that you're aware of, they don't seem to care that you're in here.
Okay. So it's more that they don't care that we're in the building as opposed to they haven't exactly noticed us yet.
Yeah.
Maybe
Maybe once they notice you, that could change.
That is texting Jude again, like, dude, it's just a pizza. Where are you?
And this time, it's worse. You don't even get a send receipt. Nothing's going at all.
Well, that's bad.
It's not great.
And out of the corner says, "Yeah, it's bad. This is ridiculous. I had a party planned. I was supposed to make 28 pizzas today. Can you believe that? I made 14 stacked up right there. Cold as shit now. Can't eat them.
Are you
You know how
asking
much money that's going to cost me?
15 times 14 plus tax.
It's kind of a rhetorical question. I'm not going to make you struggle through math right now. There's also markup involved. It's not that much. But it's
gratuity
frustrating.
plus gratuity.
No, it's not. You don't lose. It's just the ingredients. Hey, Dylan, who's these people?
Yeah. So I crashed the van, and they kind of agreed to help me get here.
Okay,
Yes, I'm a bit
Well,
of a delivery man myself.
I see. Okay, that's pretty interesting. You guys saved Dylan here. That's great. His mom's not going to kill me.
Yeah, she's gonna
what-
kill me. What did you tell her, by the way? I hope
I
you
tell her I
was
didn't know where the hell
alright.
you were. I don't know where the hell you were. You know, you're disappeared. You never even called me. You're just gone. You know, you're an employee. You can't just disappear. I don't. Anyway, I'm closing up. I'm getting the hell out of here. I got a family, so you guys gotta go.
Well, I would suggest maybe you stay put, sir.
Did you hear what I said about the family? Absolutely not. And he's already like pushing you kind of out the door. He's got keys in hand.
Okay.
Can I have one of
Listen.
those pizzas since you're closing up shop?
You know what? I'm gonna get my shoes on here. He takes off like a white pair of shoes that it's got covered in sauce, and he's got a nicer pair that he wears outside. Switches into those. He's like, "You got about 2 minutes. Grab as many slices as you can, or boxes. I don't give it. You know, you guys are making me swear. It's making me angry. You know what I said? I'm gonna put these on." And he starts putting on the shoes.
That has already eaten 2 slices in that conversation.
Just fueling up.
Found the pepperoni.
Listen, Divine. And they're like, huh? The comet appears to have cracked open. I don't know what that means per se, but we have got to get there. I think we've got to close it up, put it away.
Keeper, does any of this feel
Wrap it up.
familiar to Thad?
Yeah, I think at this moment, maybe you walk up beside Chris and take a look at what the hell he's talking about. And it does strike in your mind that this means it. This is it. You need this.
Let me just finish like 2 more slices.
Just gonna pass one over.
Honestly, Chris, you should grab a box because things are weird and you should enjoy it while we have them. Because they're here immediately right now is what I mean, not because it's the end of the world.
Oh, okay. Would this be a bad time to discuss the pending lactose intolerance I believe I might be developing?
And as you say,
it doesn't matter.
We hear your stomach rumble, almost as loud as when the comic struck overhead.
Yeah,
And with
I
that,
summoned my trident and pointed at him. What was that?
So
yeah, Mo's like, Jesus Christ! Right then, we're actually going to take a quick break, 10 minutes, and then we'll be back to see what the hell is going on outside on this normal night. Yeah,
definitely very normal.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we'll be back in about 10 minutes, so we can not die. Get some water, get some bathroom.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Okay, guys. See you soon.
Bye.
Okay. So you guys are in the Final Slice pizza shop, and Mo is pushing you out the damn door because you just changed your shoes, and you can carry all the boxes, the old cold pizza if you want, and he's getting you out. What are you guys doing?
I think we need to head towards the center of this, Thaddeus.
All right. I'm just saying we could have pizza instead.
We could do both.
Yeah, but pizza on the
heroically
couch.
charge forward while we have pizza in our mouths. Oh, we can't turn our backs on this.
And as Mo opens the door, like, sound erupts. You hear like a city in action. You, in the distance, hear gunfire. You hear people yelling. You see that like these light branches of the comet have like almost reached out like fingers. It's past the horizon. You don't even see them anymore. It's just thin branches of light, and the center of that comet is opening up like a broken shell, and you just see some kind of like triangular, polygonal, dark shape inside that seems to not interact with light at all. It's just a piercing hole in the sky.
I don't know how we get there or shut it down, but
At this moment, a car comes screaming down the street in front of you with like people firing out the back of it with weapons, and you see insects flying through the air chasing them as they kind of swerve and burn down the street, turning. You almost see like the car topple off its wheels, like they just want to get away, and you see at least 24 of these bugs just fly by. Thankfully, it's dark enough that they don't see you.
Are there any mopeds around?
Can you investigate a mystery for me?
Yeah, man. First moped, of course.
Hell yeah. And if there's no fine moped option in there, we'll futz what the results might give you.
Investigate a mystery, you said, right?
Yeah, we'll start with
Plus
that.
sharp, which is 0, so that's a 9.
Okay.
Get the
So I
whole
think
one?
the only real question is going to be like what's being concealed here, kind of in terms of your vehicle questions. And you actually do see a Final Slice branded moped in the alleyway. It's got like around the tail light, it's like a yellow cheese slice, and the red backing up light is a pepperoni in the middle.
Love it.
And everything about it is tacky to the max. Like the seat is just a big slice of pizza that would lift up, and under there's where you put the boxes, and it's just it's as cheesy as it could look. The handlebars are crusts with, instead of tassels, it's stuffed crust with a little bit of cheese buffing at the ends.
this is why Mo can't pay you a living wage, Dylan. Spent all of his money on this.
And as Mo locks the door and be like, "Hey, I pay what I can pay. It's a pizza place. You know, you can't charge a lot for pizza. It's like what you say you want $1 more for a large pizza, and everybody stops buying it. What am I going to do?" Jesus. And just locks
Forgive
up the
me.
shop. And then
Pizza
you see
Man
Mo,
Senior.
like, kind of abashedly walk over to the alleyway and get onto the moped and light it up. And be like, "Anyway, I gotta go find my family. So,
I'll see
Thanks
you
for
tomorrow,
that.
Mo.
and you just hear it pop, 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 and he kind of cranks it with his feet to get it going as he backs out and starts taking off down the way that he saw all these people, the same direction the bugs in the car just came from.
Thad just sighs and just starts like walking towards the comet.
Okay.
Well, we'll look for a
What
car
else
on
are
the
we
way
gonna do?
there.
And there are cars about, but no keys. If you know how to maybe get into it, you can try. But
Dylon, have you ever what is it? What do they say in Fast 5? Hot wired a car?
he's watching his boss take off into the distance on a satin moped towards certain death. So,
I hope he's all right. And I see Titus is looking at me. What? Did you say something?
Have you ever hot wired a car? You know, like in Fast 5.
I mean, I may have when I was younger.
Okay, pick a car and try and hot wire it.
It can't be any car. And I kind of looking at like the parking lot in nearby. It has to be like an older car, and I'm going to see like
oh
a
yeah.
97 Toyota.
No,
And I'm gonna-
it looks like a 97 Toyota, and as you kind of pull in closer, you see it's a 98 Ford Probe, all silver minus the rust,
Yeah, there.
and it's
Ooh.
yeah, and it's looking
Ford
real
Probe
good.
is not going to hold Chris's weight.
What a fine chariot you found.
Other than that, there is a bright red Aerostar. It's another minivan, but a little bit more noticeable than the overly rusted Probe. Or there's a bike. That's kind of the things you see nearby.
You sure you didn't see a 2000 Sunfire?
See, the trick is you got to find a car in the 90s because they most likely don't have any car alarms tonight. What do I roll for this?
I just smashed. I was like, if you're gonna pick an old car, I just smash the window.
Yeah, okay, just roll kick some ass. I guess both of you? Are you both?
I will help out.
Okay, yeah, and then you'll tell me who you're helping out.
I'm not
Yeah,
trying to
help
start the
out,
car. I'm just trying to
Pizza
help
Man.
him get in the car.
Yeah, both of you at the same time have smashed different windows, and we're gonna see how this goes.
I rolled a 10.
So I rolled a 7 total.
I
Okay.
rolled a 4.
We're all
so
smashing windows.
I wasn't
Chris is
going to
helping one of
smash
you
a window.
So,
Oops.
Dylan, what are you doing with your 7 there?
So I'm
What was your attempt?
I'm gonna take. I forgot to mention this, but I do have a backpack. So I'm gonna
Okay.
take out my backpack, and you're gonna see that I have like this coat hanger that has been mangled and deformed, because I may have picked car locks before.
It's for his mom's van. You know, he gets
Yeah,
stuck
yeah.
all the time.
In the middle of jamming it, I see you guys breaking the windows, and as you just break a window, then you hear my lock go click, and it just unlocks it. I'm like,
I guess we'll never see who was faster. We'll never know.
Yeah. So as Dylan pops open, Thad, the other side, punches right through the glass, and Chris just gestures to it in helping, saying, "This is
My
you've done
best
it."
Vanna
The
White.
divine has
yes.
done it once again.
so I'm gonna roll kick some ass again to get the motor going.
Actually, just roll plus cool for me here.
Oh, plus cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is 5, 6, 7, 8 total.
Hey. Okay. So you turn it, and you just hear the engine roll over. None doesn't start.
Damn. I'm gonna try it again. That's a 10 now.
You crank it, and it slowly rattles back to life, and you notice that that gas line is dangerously low right now. But what are you gonna do?
Does the van beside me look like I could just open the gas lid?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, Thaddeus, come over here.
Okay.
Out of my bag, I'm gonna pull out a hose.
What do I do with that?
Yeah, so. Oh, but I don't have a canister now that I'm thinking about it.
Well, how much is your mouth hold? Just one at a time. Fill up this gas.
Can't we just drive the car closer to the van so that the hose is close enough to?
I don't have a hose big enough for that.
I don't
And
have
there's
that
a
problem.
flap, you know. You gotta get it open. It's a whole thing.
What would you like me? I'm gonna look for a bucket. End of the
you know-
world, and we're trying to get gas in a car.
You know what? Sorry, can I have read the fortunes?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that do? Do your thing there.
So yeah, basically I have access to ancient prophecies and divination. Essentially, every now and again, sort of divine interference comes to Chris. He's able to understand where he should have been.
Okay.
Giving me a 10, which I get the whole 3, and I actually happen to have a useful object ready. I've got a large, I've got a big glug container
Okay.
from that I grabbed from the pizza shop on the way out.
Nice.
Nice.
Right,
Okay.
like 1 liter bucket
Yeah.
of cola, a liter of cola.
Yeah. 1 liter.
I'll like big old set, like dump it out. Here you go. Use that.
Perfect. I'm gonna bring Thaddeus over, so I'm gonna teach him how to do it. Okay, Thaddeus, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna put the hose in. I'm gonna pass it over to you. You're gonna suck really hard. Okay, and then you'll know when to put the hose in the 2 liter.
I'll do this, but you realize, given the circumstances, teaching me how to do this instead of just doing it is the worst thing to do. And then I just put my mouth on the hose and suck.
Just that's how it is. Can you roll plus tough for me?
Yeah. Do I have to though?
Yeah. You can get a +1. He helped you, or Dylan, you can roll to help out because he's
No,
instructed
it's
you on
okay.
how to do
You,
this.
you can't help
Actually,
me.
So
I rolled snake eyes.
for that, what I am going to do is the other two holds that I have.
Yep.
I can give a +1/4 to another hunter, so I'll do that twice.
Oh,
One to
before
Dylan,
we do
one to
anything,
Thaddeus.
I want to use lay on hands on Chris because he's dying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he was hurt real bad. He's just
Yeah,
he's
really,
keeping it to
just
himself.
stoic.
Yeah,
That's all it
stoic.
is.
Before I drown in a gasoline, I'd like to cast lay on hands.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
is-
right now you are huffing that gasoline. So, what did you roll? Because Chris is
I
giving
rolled
you
a total of 4.
+2. So we might be able to get this up to a success, right? If Chris gives you both of his remaining +1s, which is a little bit bending of the rules, but he's got 2 to hold, and Dylan helps you out, we can get you up to a 7, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So Dylan, roll to help out, and what do you get?
You know what? I might just grab a slice of pizza.
I rolled a 7.
That's a +1, right?
Yeah.
With help out. So that's a +3. So you hit the 7
Okay.
on the tough, which is close, but a bad thing happens a little bit. In this
Choke.
case, all that's going to be is you're sucking back gasoline. It's revolting. You get a little bit into your stomach, which isn't part of it, but Dylan didn't really explain the technique.
Now you know
and
why
then
I
thinking,
wanted you to do it.
You're an asshole.
thinking Thaddeus, that as you start to feel it come up, you think more gas for the car, and you aim into the big glug, and
Yep.
you let it hurl.
Yep, I vomit.
And now you've got a nearly full 1 liter of 95% gasoline,
5% cheese.
5% cheese.
Hey, there's bread in there somewhere too. Bread and sauce.
Perfect teamwork, guys. I'm gonna high five.
Sloshing the bucket
High five.
I
around.
just punch him in the
Hey.
shoulder.
Sorry,
See,
and
this
what
way
did I
you
get
beat me,
for
boss.
lay on hands?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thaddeus, did you roll that?
I have to roll plus weird, I think.
Yeah. Oh, it says plus cool.
Yep, you're right. Plus cool. That is a 10. Thank goodness.
Heal 2 harm or an illness, and you're stabilized.
I feel better.
On a 7 to 9, I heal you, but I take damage.
But you got a 10, right?
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
goodness.
Okay, not
I am
bad.
1 away from leveling up, though.
Hey, not too bad. Okay. Chris is not dying. You got a bucket.
Yeah, I basically just like pat him on the back hard twice. I'm like, suck it up, kid.
Yes, divine.
We have to have a
That feels
conversation
better.
while you call him the divine.
We're not
That
gonna.
is-
Yeah, well, let's not talk about it. Get in the car. Everybody, get in the car now. And we do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna drive towards the Comet, I guess.
Driving
Okay.
up. Go, gadget probe.
Yeah. So as you turn out of the street, like the sound of the city gets louder. You're driving more towards the heart of it now. You see like policemen like firing off at things in the dark. You see crowds of people like sprinting in different directions with, bugs napping at them. One person runs in front of you and stops for a moment wide-eyed as you guys are driving. Dylan, can you roll act under pressure for me to try and stop before you crash into him?
Act under pressure. 7.
So as the world is kind of lit now by the branches of the common overhead, you see this man run into the middle of the street and turn, and you lock eyes with him right in the nick of time, and you see that this is that man from the park. He's
damn
here,
it.
and as he kind of for the moment locks recognition with you, you see one of these dark insects drop down behind him and bite.
Oh my! Oh my god.
I'm sure you'll be fine. Let's go.
And he disappears in front of you. Just
Like it.
melts away.
Like I said, he's fine. Let's go.
And as you're saying that, you forget who he even was. He was always gone, is all you're left with.
When you say melt away, are we talking like wax, like it's real hot,
Oh, yeah,
melts
sure.
away, or
Yeah, it melts away. But then even those little bits wisp away into smoke once they hit anything else. It's just
oh, like Mr.
from the
Stark,
point
I
of
don't
contact.
feel so good.
But wetter, yeah.
So
Gross. All right.
So one thing, Aaron,
Mhm.
when you say that we forget about him, do we forget him as the old person, or do we forget that he was just there and he just melted?
Like that there was ever a person.
It's the feeling when you walk into a room and you forget why you did. You
Okay,
know
okay.
there was something, but you don't remember what. And whatever is real now is always been true.
Okay. Okay, but I mean, let's get going.
Yeah, why did you stop? You gotta keep going.
That's what he just said.
You
What's
take off.
happening?
I actually don't remember why I stopped.
Well, press the nice gas pedal and let's move forward.
Just don't
Okay,
pop the
okay.
clutch, though.
You guys
This
have
thing
been
is
watching too
standard?
much Fast Five. Come on.
Yeah, if we're in a probe, it is a standard.
Family. That's all. That's the only thing Fad says in your response to too much fast fire. Fam.
So as you guys start to approach the center of town, you see the size of this thing. The comet is what once felt like something in the upper atmosphere passing over you. When you look up now as you drive into the center of town, you actually see your perspective on it changing. It's no longer a distant point above the earth. It is something resting above the city, and the size of it is colossal. You see the shell of whatever that comet was fading and flickering away with light away from it. And at the center of it, you see just what almost looks like a crystal of something that doesn't reflect any light whatsoever. And it's just
Uh-oh.
hanging there in darkness.
Just this void must be the source of all of this contagion of all these insects, but how do we get up? And maybe I can investigate a mystery. Try
Yeah.
and figure that out. Eight.
Okay, and what's that give
So
you?
I got hold one. So, let's see. No sort of creature. What can it do? What can hurt it? You know what? What is it going to do? Maybe I can sort of glean that from this perspective.
So as you start to kind of take in your surroundings, you notice that around the edges of this thing, you actually see kind of what you've seen in movies represented with a black hole. You see this like collection of light moving in as if this thing is pulling things into it. But you see the space behind it reflecting the city around it. You see like almost like this reflected globe. The skyscrapers to the left, you actually see those, though you can see the edge of the skyscrapers. When you look at this thing, you can see blurred refractions of them bent around where the shard is, and you see them twisting and twirling into it, and you see fabrics of everything around you being pulled inside.
It's like our world is being swallowed.
You, Chris, you said you work for an organization that deals with things like this?
The Order of the Wilted Rose, yes. I keep telling you this.
No, I'm sure. I remember now.
That's such a sweet gangster name.
Thanks.
That's
Start throwing up gang signs.
Didn't do that in this part of the neighborhood.
Roadside.
They obviously know about this, right?
They seem to have some idea.
How we are just 3 individuals. Maybe we should be helping the people down here who can't defend themselves from the dog grasshoppers.
Dog hoppers.
Doppers, yes.
Got it. Yes.
I don't know what we can do to stop a refracting comet black hole, but it's white. But it's not? I don't...
But it's kind of octarine colored a little bit.
I'm just saying we can't do a lot to stop the big bad thing up there. Maybe we can do some good down here.
Okay.
You're with me, right? You followed the divine.
Whatever
correct?
you say, I will follow you.
Perfect. I summon my trident, and I start moving in the opposite direction of the.
So I start chewing.
Okay, so this is what you see as you move away. You actually, as you guys kind of turn a corner around a building where you hear yelling, you see Thaddeus, an army truck, squeal around the corner with, weaponry that you can't identify because you've only seen a few movies. And you see firing from this truck directly up at the dark, shineless crystal above the city. And you see trails of fire rocketing off into it, and then plumes of smoke before they seem swallowed up inside.
Yeah, I turn away and move forward immediately. I barely pay attention to what the military is doing to that thing.
Okay.
Follow me. I think, and I'm just going to move into what I think is the largest group of people to try and defend them from the locusts at this moment.
Okay.
Wherever that is, I can roll for it if I need to find it, but...
No, like, anywhere you see groups of people running, there's locusts. And, like, even as you say that, you see 4 people, like, screaming, running full sprint past you. And there's, like, 4 locusts as well, chasing each of them.
I just summon the trident and just full-on chuck it at one of them as they're flying forward.
Okay. And
Not
each
the
of you, if
people.
you're trying to attack these things, can you roll kick some ass as you see these locusts?
Absolutely can.
Yeah. As they're about to do their attacks, I just stand back for a minute, or for a second, and be like, "These guys are so cool," and then I go in for the attack.
Nice. And if you've got your own special ways to attack, you can do that too. Whatever you got.
Well, so I.
Oh, kick some ass, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
11.
use my hex
Oh,
spell.
kick some ass. Oh,
Okay.
I rolled the. Okay.
And you're attacking with that big sword?
Big old sword, yep.
Big old sword, okay.
Mine's
Which,
a-
by the way, actually does 4 harm.
4 harm. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your roll there?
8.
8. Okay. So it goes okay. Dylan, what'd you roll?
11 total.
Okay.
That's what I
that
rolled
goes very
too.
well. Okay, so you guys are kicking that ass. As you both you all just burst out into a speed, almost amazingly cool in the light. You're jumping up, hitting these flying bugs that are terrorizing these people. Thaddeus kind of does a jumping throw and whips the trident right through one of them that just explodes like it did when he punched it. And the spear or the trident goes uninterrupted directly into the dirt 20 yards away. And then Chris just takes up this huge broadsword and swings it in an arc, and it just clips the wings off one and the legs off another, and they just crash into each other, smashing off to the ground. The one with the wings remaining is just buzzing on the ground upside down, and the one that only has legs left is trying to smack it away from it, as they both don't really have a way to get back up. And Dylan, what's your weapon as well?
It's just a hex thing.
Okay, and how does that go?
The little 3 puffs of smoke gas thing come out, and it's going to attack one of the ones that is flying, and it does 2 harm.
So the one that was left, you just see it it starts to fly after this person, and then your grasps of black smoke hold onto it, and as it's flying, just pop, 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 the wings come off, the shell comes off, the head comes off, as everything that was going that way keeps going that way, and it just falls apart.
And as we're doing this, I'm going to be like, guys, we're like the Avengers, and I just kind of look at to see what they're going to say. Oh,
Okay.
come
Like,
on!
what?
And as you say that, actually, you hear a crack like you did
Captain
with the
America
comet,
comes down.
and you feel almost like fresh air as a point of light opens in the sky overhead. And within a moment, there is a full beam of light hitting the ground. And around it, it's refracted as if it's stuck in 6 moments of time where it's still in the sky, it's still coming down, and it's about to impact, and it's already impacted. And you just see all of these moments in time as a beam of light strikes almost directly on top of Thaddeus's trident.
Did you
I
call
run
down
it.
the
I run
thunder?
the trident.
What's that?
1 second, be right back, and I'm just sprinting at the trident.
Okay. What are you guys doing? Is he doing that?
I'm gonna.
I am. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm gonna cast Hex again, but only I'm gonna hold an attack. I'm gonna hold Hex, just in case something tries to attack Thaddeus, and I will attack that creature that attacks him.
Okay. And Chris?
I'm just trying to essentially protect the bystanders as they move past. So, essentially kicking ass, trying to clear paths for people.
Okay. We'll just roll like help someone out.
Yeah.
And just kind of take that as like a general action for helping people around. Thaddeus, as you run towards this beam of light, seemingly frozen in multiple steps of time, you see through the light, your trident is doing the same thing. As you look at the trident through the light, you see it's still in the air and in the ground, and like it's still in motion. And you can feel the trident. Whenever you look through at that plane of light, as if it's a screen into past time, you can feel the trident right there.
Grab it.
And it rises out of the ground, and it's just in your hand. And now you just see this beam of light still frozen in time. And at the center of it, what almost looks like brilliant white porcelain. There's just like a hexagonal egg in the ground.
Thad is about to do something stupid, and I take a step forward.
Okay. As you walk forward, you see one of these hexagons lift.
I walk in.
And you see the other other side of the hexagon lift.
I move to the center where this porcelain egg is.
As you kind of like move into the beam of like frozen light, you see the rest of the hexagon start to open just like an egg. And instead of something hatching, this thing unfurls. And you see standing before it, like before you, almost like an insectoid living suit of armor made of pure white light. And it's like reflecting iridescence off the edges. And it's bright and like a shining armor that's also like a standing beetle. And you hear just a metallic voice that says, "I'm the Sentinel." And that's it.
Chris-
It says I'm the Sentinel.
Yeah.
Corny donkey.
Hi, Sentinel. Can I help you with anything? Are you lost? Do you need directions?
It just kind of looks at the dark crystal floating above the sky. I'm here to help.
You're here to stop that, right?
Yes.
Cool. All right. Well, Sentinel, can you get us up there?
Are you one with the Sentinel?
If you mean, can I help you? Yeah, but I've already got a weird kind of relationship back over there, so I can't really. I don't want to be rude.
As you say that, Chris like sees the unfolding of the Sentinel and just like comes running to try and interpose himself. in between
Okay.
you and this unknown.
Yeah, I put like a hand out to stop
Yeah.
Chris.
It just looks at Chris like, "Are you with the Sentinel?"
I think he
I'll
means
go with the Sentinel. Yeah,
Okay.
try and come at Thaddeus.
You see it like raise out its arms,
Oh.
and it like reaches into the light of itself, and it pulls out a brilliant white sword that looks like your own, and it hands it to you.
Trade? Okay.
I'm gonna
Good
walk
put-
up as this is happening. Oh,
Yeah.
a new friend?
Are you
Yeah.
with the Sentinel?
I'm gonna look at Thaddeus and Chris. Is this some sort of initiation?
just say yes.
Just say
man.
yes.
Yes, I am. I reach out my hand. My name's Bill Dylan, by the way.
It just looks at your hand, and then raises its arm, reaches into its chest, and just pulls out a brilliant white glove and hands it to you.
You were remarkably well adjusted, Dylan.
Okay, Sentinel, let's get this done. Let's go,
Are you one with the Sentinel?
dude. This is repetitive, and we don't have time for are you one with it and are you one not? Yeah, sure, whatever, man. Let's if you can get us up there, let's do it.
It raises its arm and reaches in again and pulls out a brilliant white trident.
I kind of got my.
This
Okay.
one glow.
I'll grab it.
Okay. And then it nods at you, and it says, "You will help the Sentinel." And you can tell it's a question, though this thing is not good with intonation.
I mean, yeah, we'll do our best.
Okay.
Sort of, just
and it
like
just kind of reaches out to you, and it starts to fly. And you feel yourselves, even though it's not holding you, just with those weapons, moving with it as if you're bound to it. And it starts flying up towards the crystal. And as you fly up, you see the insects like absolutely part ways to not touch this thing. You're almost safe in a bubble around it as it flies directly up to the crystal.
As we're going up, I'm gonna put the glove on and look at Chris and go, hee hee.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't understand why you're laughing, Dylan. This is very serious.
Come on, that's the funniest joke I think I've ever said.
Who is it reference to?
Oh my god. Sentinel, how can you be friends with these guys?
The Sentinel does not have friends.
Not with that attitude.
The universe needs protecting
From you
No.
or
No,
from
that I
that
agree.
thing?
from that.
Okay. And we make
We
our
are in accord then.
And it gets within range of that crystal, and you can see that as it kind of brings its way in, you get the feeling of just a weight. Like it starts pulling you in, and like you almost get pulled away from the Sentinel as you get pulled into the darkness. And as you pass through, you see the stretching of all the light around it. You see like what seems like everything that happened over the last like 4 hours of this night. You see it stretching through time as you pass through the light that's frozen in place around this thing, until suddenly you feel like a crack, and you are in just the darkness of it. Behind you, it's almost like seeing out through time, through this giant triangle. It's like maybe almost a mile across, and you're at the bottom of it, and you see the infinite passing of time behind you as you see the city currently being destroyed, also being fine, everything that's been happening over the last few hours. And then in front of you, it's just darkness with specks of light, kind of motes.
Okay, Sentinel. We're here. Now what?
We destroy the heart.
Is that the heart?
It's deeper. And it starts to pull you guys in. And
Just to
you
confirm,
just suddenly feel speed. Yeah.
the reason we are flying is because of the weapons he gave us.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, you can let go if you want.
No, I don't want to let
that's
go of
weird.
anything. I just want to make sure that if I drop a weapon, that I'm I wanted to know if I was falling if I dropped the weapon due to like a fight or anything like that.
Yeah.
Are we flying because he's making us fly, or because the
That's-
weapons we're holding us are flying?
That's the impression you get from the feeling of it. Like it feels like it's pulling you forward, but at the same time, it's being pushed away from its body. So it's like in the same motion. It's the weapons are pushed away from it, and they pull you forward because of that.
Okay.
And that's just the will of this thing moving those with it. As you guys start to move forward, you feel speed, almost like in a roller coaster, where that feeling in your stomach is rising up, and you just feel it going incredibly fast, even though you have no frame of distance in front of you. But looking back over your shoulder, you see that huge triangular archway passing away and getting smaller and smaller. And the sounds of the war outside are starting to dim.
Before we go in, I look at Chris. Are you sure you want to do this? This is now or never.
There is no question that this is my purpose.
Okay, let's go.
And it's just quiet. There is no more sound from the cities behind. It's just almost like it just feels like time and space moving around you, and like almost like the creaking of an old ship, as if it was turned down to bass only just out of your register. And as you move through time, you kind of feel like as you pick up speed, you see like that effect where like star swipes are like going past you as you like rocket through these brilliant motes floating in the dark. And then you feel it stop, and you see the mote of light in front of you start to coalesce around a shimmering blackness that looks like a liquid orb, and little brilliant pieces of light, as they get close, they shine on this oily surface of this orb and bounce off of it and tinkle off of it or slide into it and brightly pop, and you see what looks like a huge orb of shimmering black oil.
It appears we've reached the true heart of darkness. Is that correct, Sentinel?
This is it.
He reminds. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sentinel, go ahead.
This is the world ender.
Not while we're here.
That's a metaphor, though, right? It's like
No.
kind of like those monster trucks. Gravedigger. It doesn't dig graves, but
You are with the Sentinel. This world is sick. Its inhabitants are sick. This world, while it needs to be destroyed, the world ender wishes to destroy it now. But the Sentinel requires that entropy take all things.
do you want to just give us a quick definition of entropy?
The universe will end when the universe is ready, and this world will be the cause when it's ready.
Cool,
But
cool.
the world ender
That was for
tries
dialogue.
to save everything. It will destroy this world, and entropy will be no more. The universe will never have the ending it needs. This world is sick.
It's
we need it.
because of our dank memes, right?
Dylan, not the time. Even I know what dank memes are, and you can't. No, not right now. I like throw out a little props to him. That's a great joke, but like not right now. So you're saying that the world needs to end, but it can't end right now. Just confirming.
This world sickness needs to spread its entropy across the universe. It is the final ticking of a clock. If this world ender destroys your world, there will be no ending. There will only be infinite suffering.
Tight. Okay. Cool. No doubt. I guess we have to kill it now.
To save the universe, yes.
Tight.
Your sacrifice is greatly remembered by the Sentinels.
Wait, what?
Sacrifice?
It'll be fine. And I start floating towards it. I assume I can control my flight.
Yeah. When you will yourself forward, you feel the weapon in your hand moving you forward through this space, and
and I'm gonna roll kick some ass.
If this is the time, then so be it. And I follow Thaddeus.
Wait, guys, did he mean what I think he meant? Are we gonna die?
If you do nothing, definitely.
We will have always been dying.
I mean, it's better than
I
talking
leveled
to my
up
mom.
because I rolled a 3. Oh yes, nice. Yeah, it's better than telling my mom I crashed her car.
Yeah, I'm gonna move forward with them.
I'm just gonna see what I'm gonna get when I level up, so I'll be right back.
I'm going to down a slice of pizza.
Nice. Okay.
I didn't bring the box, so I don't know.
Oh,
I'm
no.
gonna assume you guys have the box. It was like this is gonna be your luck effect. So you're
I've
always
got pizza pockets.
How many there you use? So there's 3 left, so we should each have
3
one.
left. Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna-
I'll hold on to the box. Do you want your slices? You want me to hold on to them in case?
You know what? I'm actually kind of hungry. I'll take my slice. I didn't take it before.
Cool.
I'll just
Here you
hold
go,
on to it.
Chris. You just had a slice, so I assume you don't want another one. That would be disgusting.
No, I'm stuffed
Okay,
now.
so I have 2, and Dylan has 1.
Okay.
Just for now, I suppose.
Okay. You can feel that the Sentinel pushes you guys towards the oily heart, and it seems like it needs you to do it.
Yeah, I didn't do it. I rolled a 3
Okay.
plus 2, 5.
Yes,
Yeah.
Thaddeus swings his trident through the oil, and it almost seems to like lazily part away from the blade, as if like it already knew it was happening. And Dylan
right.
and Chris, are you also attacking the heart here?
It's
Oh,
slow
yeah.
but fast.
Pizza fueled.
Okay.
Whew. We're doing the advanced with this.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. You know what? I will make sure we hold the advantage, and that all hunters involved in the fight will get +1 forward.
Okay.
And I will do my harm of 4.
Okay.
Good
Okay.
balance on this weapon.
So you do 4 harm to it, and it's like as you slice through it, you see the giant great white sword slash through it, and those sparkles of light that you see floating everywhere just come like almost like bursting out of it in slow motion away from this gash that you leave into it. And inside it's like this dark twisting staticky white light and darkness at the same time. And you can kind of see into the hole that you left, and it doesn't merge back together. It just stays open like that. Dylan, what was your roll as well?
What were you doing? I'm sorry. Kick some ass.
Kick it. Yeah.
If you want to attack it, yeah.
And remember, you got a +1.
I wasn't going to. Actually, you know what? I will attack it because I don't know what it's going to do. So I'll use the hex. So that's 8, 9, 10, and it'll do 2 harm.
Okay. And so the same kind of thing happens, but yours is a fist, so you just kind of like you punch into it, just because that's what you offered. It was a fist, so the effects of this just look like a fist, and you see it almost dent in like metal, and then crack like glass, and it just stays exactly like that as it kind of opens up, and you can see the same thing that you can see when Chris's blade cut through it. You can see through the cracks here.
Okay.
Okay, and Thaddeus. Are you going to attack again?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. I'm gonna sort of like come because we're floating in 3 dimensions. I'm just gonna sort of like come down with that white trident.
Yeah,
That is an 8.
an 8. Okay. Can Dylan and Chris roll plus sharp for me?
100%, yes.
5 total.
Okay.
7.
7. So, Chris, you notice that as Thaddeus pulls down the trident here, Right as it's about to make contact, it jerks away just a little bit and swipes through the air, and it kind of parts a little bit away from where it may have hit and reforms around it.
I sort
That's
of
all.
look at the trident, like this white glowing trident. Sentinel?
Sorry, did the trident pull away?
Yeah, Thaddeus, can you roll plus cool?
Ooh, that's an 11.
What do you say?
Sorry, what do I say? What did you say? Sorry, I missed that.
Chris, yeah, repeat what you asked.
Like, was that the trident that pulled away from the orb, or was it the orb that pulled away from the trident?
It looked like the trident, but I don't know. I thought I hit it. And I'm like, I summoned my actual trident, and I'm like, I'll try both.
The
But I
sentinel puts an arm on your shoulder that's holding the normal trident and says, "Are you not with the sentinel?"
No, I'm with you, but if the white trident doesn't work, and I've got the blue one that does work.
The light always works.
What? Okay, and I just like toss mine in the air and it disappears. I'm like, okay,
It takes
Perhaps
time
you
not
need to believe.
believe
Okay.
what? I can see it. I know it's there, and this is a real white trident. Everything.
Know that you can.
Oh, you're like saying believe in myself.
Believe in yourself in the heart of the trident.
Sure.
That's so stupid. Just hit it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoever wants to attack, can you roll another attack?
Yep.
God damn it. It's 5.
That's a 5. Okay.
It's an
Mine's at
11.
9 total, but I'm gonna make the target contract a disease. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
Can it? Can it just start splintering even more? I'm not sure what that would look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry, guys,
that's
and
exactly-
just make sure you're adding in that
Sorry,
plus 1.
6, which is still a fail, but
Oh, cool. 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's a 10 for me.
And
Okay.
11 here.
So yeah, Chris, you do another crossing slash, and it like makes an X shape in this thing. And then Dylan, are you doing a punch, or are you doing the hex? Is it the hex for this? Think of it
It's
as
the
a disease?
hex. Yeah.
So you do a hex right into the middle of that X, and you see it like start splintering out in every direction and like crackling over the top of it like black and white fire, and it starts spreading around the heart. It's moving incredibly slowly, but you actually see that it's like the surface of this thing that looks like oil seems to be burning away. And Thaddeus raises up his arm and then stabs into it, and then pulls out the trident slowly, and you see 3 pinpricks of light as it does the same as your slashes.
did you resolve Chris's yet?
Yeah.
He did the big
Yeah.
attack, yeah, as well.
You're going to see Thaddeus sort of like look at the sentinel, and then I'm going to like attack near where Chris is attacking, but I want to say something to Chris.
Okay. So you're like moving in beside him and then attacking that same spot that both.
Yeah, but I want
Chris hit?
to but I want to say something to Chris without the sentinel hearing me, if it's possible.
Yep. Yeah, I think you'll roll like I think plus cool is generally what you for stealthy situations, so we'll do that.
Yeah.
That is that's exactly 10. Whew. Chris, this is the end of the world. I knew it the second it was going to happen. We have to let it end. If the Sentinel wins and he stops this, it's going to be so much worse. We're talking about one world versus reality. And then I stab into it. Not half-heartedly.
So, I just want to make sure I understand what you're saying. We let this win?
That's what you brought me here for. I know it doesn't feel right, but I'm here to make sure the world ends. What do you think I've been avoiding it for the last 2 hours?
It's finally that time. I thought we had so much longer to wait.
We do have time. Enough to make sure that things fall the way they're supposed to. And I sprint at the Sentinel.
As always.
I open my angel wings, hoping that they make me fly. I don't know if they can.
Yeah, no, sure.
I drop the trident of light, and I say, "Oh, Sentinel, by the way, not with you." And I stab him in the chest.
Okay, damn. Dylan, Chris, what are you doing as you see this happen? And Thaddeus, kick some ass as you just like pull the trident back out of the pocket and dimension that you have in that brilliant.
I thrust, and as I thrust, it like sort of apparates out of the pocket, and
ooh! I run after, or I guess propel after Thaddeus, and toss down the blade of light, unsheath the claymore.
Okay. As you drop
the divine will.
As you drop that light, the blade of light, you do feel your last propulsion pushing you forward, but you now feel weightless and out of control, as if you had a jetpack in space that you can no longer adjust. And this is your path of momentum, unless something helps you out. Dylan, what are you doing as well?
I'm confused. I have no idea what the fuck's happening. Guys, I think you're attacking the wrong one.
You have to. I'll tell you in a. Hold on. I rolled a 12.
Okay. And so you stab through this sentinel with your own trident. Does it have any special effects on that trident?
Yes, my trident. It has its conditions. If I can find it, there we go. Yeah. It's a silver trident. It's 3 harm, silver, and holy.
Okay. So you just see it crackle into this thing, and almost like the opposite of what happened to the oily heart of blackness. Like instead of like shimmering light, you see like when it opens up, it's almost like bleeding black, and it just starts like smearing down like a sheet instead of drops, and it just comes pouring out. And it looks down, facelessly through its slitted visor of eyes. And it's like it's got a beetle-like face, and it just like looks down at it. You are not with the light.
I'm with a different kind of light. A light that lets the rest of the universe survive instead of all of it disappearing like you'd like it to.
The universe must end, or there will be nothing but torment.
Torment is just a different side of a coin, which is joy. Can't have one without the other.
Coin. And it reaches into its own chest and pulls out a trident to match yours and stabs you back.
You son of a bitch.
And you just take 2 magic damage, ignoring armor.
That's not good.
And Chris, you're lunging toward it. What was your attack?
I've rolled a 12.
Okay.
So I'm going to inflict double harm at 8.
Okay. So you come steering orbit. And
I come like spinning in, like saw blading.
Like with full energy.
Yeah.
And then you crack into its shoulder, reminiscent of when the horned insect through yours and when Dylan almost stabbed yours. And it just seems like poetry, where you crack into it and black oil starts to fall out of it right away. And it looks at you and just stunned surprise, and it grabs a hand on the blade and pulls. And your blade doesn't leave your hand, but a second comes out of it, and it just rotates it into its own grip and slashes back at you. Can you roll plus cool to try and evade that one?
Oh, but I'm so cool.
And Dylan, what are you up to?
12.
I see now that the Sentinel is attacking them, and I'm going to cast Jinx.
Okay, what's that?
Are you allowed to say that?
Yeah. Jinx, you can encourage coincidence to occur the way you want. So when you jinx a target, roll plus weird. On a 10, hold 2. On a 7 and 9, hold 1. However, on a miss, the keeper holds 2 over you and can use it the same way. So,
Okay.
let me roll. So that is 10 total. So I can hold 2. So is the Sentinel going to hit Chris before? I'm assuming he does hit him before I got this off.
You see the blade kind of like swooping in over Chris's head, who like swirls off and just kind of like narrowly avoids it right as you're doing this. So he seems okay at the moment.
Okay.
But
then
Thaddeus
I'm
does
gonna-
have a spear, a trident stabbed into his shoulder.
Yeah, and I'm unstable. I have 4 wounds now.
Eat some pizza.
Okay, so what I'm going to do then is, for my first hold action, I'm going to make the target lose something and it says the target loses something that you will soon find.
Okay.
So
For
I kind of
for the Sentinel.
yeah.
Okay. So you could tell me what that is. What does it lose?
I'm going to make him lose one of his weapons, either the
Okay.
trident or the knife, or the sword, I should say.
Yeah, I would say it's kind of like it swings with the huge sword, and while it's a huge sword, it didn't hit anybody, and you're more worried about that trident. So as it's like it goes to stab Thaddeus, as he goes to pull it out, for some reason it just stays in Thaddeus's body as he pulls away, and just only has the sword for a moment. And Thaddeus, what are you doing?
Question: when I used my wings, did they work?
You felt like, yeah, you could propel the direction you want.
And Chris is floating off.
Kinda, yeah. You went to evade that sword swipe, and it's up to him if he's letting go of his own sword, but he's not doing great with his own.
I'm going to try
Control.
something. I am going to rip the glowing white trident out of my chest
Okay.
and then stab the sentinel with it.
Okay. Yeah. The roll kicks some ass for that. And Chris, what are you trying to let go of the sword, or you just taking this dodge direction for whatever happens with it, or what are you doing?
I mean, I'm not letting go of my weapon. Because I don't know how good a crossbow is going to be in space.
True.
Okay.
Well, it's currently wedged into basically the light armor of this thing. And you're holding on, spinning from the dodge, but you can try and get it off her.
Yeah, I'll. So the idea is, as I'm sort of like spinning on the x-axis there, I try and grab onto it, plant my foot in the sentinel's chest, try and kick back off.
Okay. All right. Yeah, can you just roll plus cool for that?
Yeah.
And Thaddeus, how did you roll?
I rolled an 11.
Okay.
9 plus 2.
So where are you stabbing this thing?
I stab it right where it stabbed me in the chest.
Okay, so just right back, and you see 3 lines of oil start immediately to pour down. And then you see Chris's feet, I'm assuming, land on the Sentinel's chest. And what was your roll?
9.
9. So as you land on his chest and you feel the take like ripping this thing out, there's a moment where the Sentinel just like from the Thaddeus's attack, just like a burst of light, like from its chest plate almost, just throws you all away from it. And you just see its arms basically unhinge into like 6 different arms at the forearms that are all blades and swirling things, and it just slashes across all of you. Can you all roll like act under pressure to try and avoid this thing?
Yeah.
Under pressure.
I'm going to use one of them pizza slices.
Drop them both.
Yeah, and like as these like clawed-like wings now are coming in towards you, you just hear like, "What creatures deny their own light?"
Thaddeus, don't use the pizza, because my one hold is I'm going to interfere with a monster, minion, or bystander trying to do something, so I'm going to make the monster miss Thaddeus.
Okay.
Okay.
And then
I'm
I
good with
rolled
that. I rolled
6,
badly.
7, 8, 9. I rolled a 9.
Awesome. Okay, so how do you make it miss Thaddeus?
As it's coming, I'm just going to go. I'm just gonna go, "Hey, Sentinel! Hey!" and just wave my hand just so he like takes his
there's like a
eyes
flash
just
of
off.
black eyes
Yeah.
from him, and it's just like,
Yeah, he's
So yeah,
just,
as
yeah,
like
he
the
just
as the
kind of just-
wings close in, it looks at you, and the wings don't change at all because why would it care about you? But it just happens that Thaddeus's body is right between two of these bladed things and clashes, and your distraction maybe distracted Thaddeus enough for him to move out of the way,
nailed it.
and he's not harmed. The rest
Only
of
the
you-
outcome matters.
Yeah, Chris, what's your roll on the evade there?
7.
7. So you barely avoid it. So it's like as you like pulled back with that sword, it's like your like chest is like right between one of these things, and you feel it kind of clip one of your forearms, and you take 1 magic damage, like ignoring armor. And Dylan, what was your roll as well?
6, 7, 8, 9 total.
9. So kind of a similar thing for you as you're like yelling out, arms waving. The thing clocks you in the glove, and actually just like it sticks to the wing, and just gets pulled off your hand. And you just take 1 damage as well, ignoring
Okay.
armor.
Am I
And the
fall?
glove is taken as it pulls these wing-like things, and they collapse back into its arms.
What is everyone How's everyone looking at the moment?
I am just below being unstable.
I had a feeling
I'm
you
at-
would be.
I'm at 2 health, or 2 damage.
I'm going, as my next action, I'm going to fly over to Chris and put my hand on one of the wounds and cast Lay on Hands and hope for the best.
Okay. Is
I'm
there a roll
gonna-
with lay on hands?
Yeah, it's plus cool.
Okay. And Dylan, as you got hit and the glove was taken off your hand, you feel yourself falling backwards, and you don't have control of your motion. And then you feel an incredibly cold splash against your back as you touch the oiled heart behind you, and you're slowly moving into it.
Okay.
And how did that heal roll go first?
I'm gonna roll it now. Ooh, that's so good. 12. I rolled 2 6s.
Nice.
And
So you
how
healed
much
2
does that
harm.
heal? Healed 2, and you
Sorry?
don't take damage?
2 harm.
Okay.
And Dylan is sinking without control of his own actions into the oiled heart.
Okay.
You can say whatever you like, but you have no control over your movement.
No, I was going to see if I can do a hex as I'm being
Yeah, you-
sunk.
You can try and make an attack or something. You just can't move. Like you're
Okay.
going in.
I'm going to do a hex. So 6, 8, 9, 10 total.
Okay.
And I'm going to make the target break something precious or important.
Okay. I would say to this thing, the current weapons that it has are the most precious, important things. But unfortunately, your allies are holding them. So you can destroy these things.
Destroy him.
But in that moment, you get a feeling that these are a part of it. And that may not be so bad.
Do it.
Yeah. Well, I can see that Thaddeus is flying with his wings, so I will break the trident.
Okay. And you just see it like that beam of light when it came down, you just see the trident, like wherever it was the second that you cast this, its motion from the last few seconds are frozen in time, and there's like these echoed, refracted pieces of light, but you can't touch it. There's nothing there. It's just stuck, floating fragments of light, and it's gone. And you see the sentinel at the same time kind of reel back, and one of its arms kind of weaken and goes limp. And it reaches out with the other one towards Chris. And it just makes a shove, and its arm at the forearm opens up, and then that one opens up, and you see a hand at the very end of that push you towards the oiled heart.
Oh, damn.
And you just feel yourself moving. I believe you still have the sword, though, but you feel yourself moving back into it.
Yeah, you never put it down, I don't think.
That's right, the light sword?
Yeah.
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 So you're falling backwards.
Yeah.
Towards the oiled heart. Dylan, you start to think that none of this is real. That none of this ever happened. And maybe that you never happened.
Okay. As I'm like floating into space or
Into the
nothingness.
cold surface of this
Yeah.
thing's heart. Yeah.
I'm just gonna. My final thoughts will be on the final slice and how good that pizza was.
Damn. Dylan's got extra sauce in his blood.
Yeah.
Final slice right to the bitter end. I move to Chris. Like I fly to Chris. And I look at him and I'm like, he has to go into that heart. And I use my angel wings and teleport right next to the Sentinel.
Okay, can you give me a roll for that?
Okay.
Yeah, that's a 10. Yep, that's a 10. That's math.
Okay, and how does wings do on a 10?
I think I go where I want on a 10.
Yeah, I can't remember if that's when.
Yeah, you all
things
go
get
where you want it.
separated.
On a 7 to 9, you don't quite manage it. Either you're
Okay,
all
so 10 is
separated
good.
or you go to the wrong place.
Okay, so you pop right behind the Sentinel, and it honestly doesn't know where you go. You can see its head tracking, and it has no idea where you went. And Chris, you feel yourself, your arm brushes up against the oiled heart, and it feels cold, and it feels like maybe you never had an arm.
Put it in.
I'm gonna try and twist my body away, sort of like flex the abs and work the obliques.
And
Or
you
sort
do
of
still have
wrench
the
myself.
light sword, which you can control your movement still if you wish.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll use that then to try and pull myself away and position myself close to and beside the Heart of Darkness without being in it.
Okay. And would you like to take any action? As you see Thaddeus blink out and blink behind it.
I would like to try to think. I feel like Thaddeus is going to propel the Sentinel this way.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to prepare for that. Can I use that as help out?
Yeah, if you can think of some way where while this is happening, you can apply to it and describe that, then you can pull that for sure.
Yeah, so it's definitely more of a momentary understanding of the Divine's intent, and position myself sideways so that when the Sentinel comes this way, I can help propel it the last final bit. So I'm preparing my own sword.
Okay.
Yeah, just intending to give it that last little direction.
Cool. So yeah, you roll help out, and Thaddeus, you roll
that's
plus
a
tough.
12.
Nice.
Okay.
So
Thaddeus rolls plus tough if you're making that push attempt.
So,
I am going to be making that push attempt. I just didn't know if Dylan was going to do anything first, and I forgot Dylan is in the Black Heart.
So
he's sinking into it, but
ooh. So the help out, I did roll a 12.
okay.
Let's them act as though they rolled a 12 themselves.
Oh, so it's not
And
even...
Yeah,
the
and my
advanced
helping
roll, right?
hand. Yeah, and my helping hand allows me to give a +2.
Okay, so this is just a resounding success when
Yeah.
unless people fail. Well, it's as if he rolled a 12, right?
As if he rolled a 12.
That is, what do you do?
So I grab onto the back of the Sentinel, and I whisper in his ear, I know who you are, actually. There's another order that has been waiting for you lot. My name is Thaddeus, and I am the Herald of the End. And I start using my wings to start flying towards the Black Heart, and I'm flying right into the center with him.
Yeah. As you feel that happening, you hear it kind of like almost scream, but it's just like, for the first time in its life, this thing has been surprised. Things always happen according to the universe. Things don't happen against the universe. And as you're holding on to this thing, you see, like you had seen a few times before, refracted light going on through time. And you see the events of 3 years ago. And you see a comet over the town. And you see a brilliant beam of light strike through it and end that comet, reverting it back to where it came from. And now you see a broken beam of light with nothing at the end as you push it into the dark heart before you. And as you press into it, you feel nothing at all.
There is. No, that's all. Yeah, I don't think I could save Dylan in this moment. So not if it means letting this creature out of this heart.
Yeah, so you see it submerge into the heart itself, and your arms are there pressed against it, and you feel like maybe you never had arms. And Chris, you see Thaddeus, and you see Dylan, and Dylan is maybe half a face and a hand left, and he's falling into this thing, and he's not reacting. His eyes are vacant, and he's falling in.
I'm going. Sorry, go ahead.
If I can reach, right? If I can reach in, I'd like to. Helping hand, I guess.
Yeah.
That is a 7.
You do see a slice of pizza floating in the air where Thaddeus was.
Arcing.
Yeah.
Just
the
this,
last
this slice of cheese just.
It's kind of like The Martian.
Yeah.
Yeah, as Chris sees the final slice flying toward him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Can't wait.
Can we get a Mo impression right now, Aaron?
he's dealing with his family right now.
It was crazy.
He's telling the story to his kids.
Well, maybe you didn't take him. What's happening? So, Chris, you see Thaddeus pressing this thing in that's struggling against it, and you see Dylan. And what do you do?
Yeah, it's I sort of like offer a silent, like, admonishment to the Sentinel, a prayer to Thaddeus, maybe reaching an understanding of the events of 3 years ago, and I reach in and grab Dylan by the scruff of his shirt and try and yank him out of the heart of darkness.
Okay, yeah, roll plus cool.
Yeah.
And that they did everything as well.
Ooh, that will be a 9.
Okay, that's not so bad.
I don't let go until Sentinel's 100% consumed by this heart.
So
I don't
you're
care
holding
what
on.
I don't care what happens to me.
Yeah. So yeah, you see Thaddeus you see Chris moving over with the sword, almost like pulling it like a bar to move him towards Dylan, and then grabbing on and then holding the sword against him like a point that he can use to hold his weight, and then pull Dylan slowly out of the darkness. Dylan doesn't seem to react at first, and then Dylan, you feel like from that point that hit the oily heart and everything that fell into the darkness, you feel it start to come back to warmth, and you think, wait, I was never just a face and a hand. I had a whole me, didn't I?
Yeah, or just a final slice.
As I'm getting pulled up, I do the.
The reverse Terminator.
Terminator out of there.
That's so great. That's so great. I love
So
it.
then Chris holding the great sword of light, you see Thaddeus holding on, and you see Thaddeus's eyes twitching as he feels that he never had hands, he never had arms, he never had elbows, he never had anything. How is he holding something if he never had these things? And then, Thaddeus, you feel a change in the pressure against you. You feel that you're not holding anything anymore, and that whiteness in front of you fades into the heart in front of you, and there's nothing to hold. And as you pull back from it, there's nothing at the ends of your elbows. There's just you standing in front of it. And
I have arms.
You do not have arms.
That's fine.
You forearms forward. There's nothing there. Forearms
That
up.
makes sense. That's more arms than I thought I was gonna get.
Yeah.
Strangely enough, I summon my trident and it like floats wherever I move my hand.
He's got that phantom pain thing.
Yeah.
As if he can still hold it through there. And Chris, you with the bright light broadsword, you turn and you're able to change your angle, and you see Dylan drifting towards you, and you hold on to him as you guys see that that distant triangle. And you see it start to fuzz. And at the edges of it, you see everything you've ever known and everyone you've ever known. You see them melting in and falling in. You see the events of tonight. You see the events of last week. You see the events of 3 years ago as they are pulled past you through this pyramid. And like an oil, you see memories in time like slick its way down this prism and pull into the oiled heart. And you just feel satisfied as the light pulls in and dims to dark.
Before it dims to dark, Thaddeus is going to try one last thing.
Sure.
He reaches out via forearms to his friends, and he watches the wings sort of grow bigger. He doesn't know if this is going to work, but he is going to bring his friends to the place before he was here. He doesn't know where that is. He doesn't even know what it is. He just knows that he was there before. And if he can do it, he'll bring them. And if not, we save the world.
You make that roll.
Did you eat the last slice of pizza?
No, I rolled a 10. Exactly.
Okay, so
I have a
with
plus
a 10,
0
it's
to
good.
cool.
Oh, okay.
I rolled a 10 exactly. 6 and a 4. That was
So
Nice.
all Thaddeus remembers from his time before, when he was in college, is a single point of light so distant from here. And then he remembers a phrase that he heard in his time before that says, "This home is far away, but close to the side." And you feel yourself fall through the dark for just a half moment. And then you feel solid feet, like solid ground under your feet. And you feel in a place you've never felt before. It's just a place of dark and light, and it's just a place of difference. And in front of you, you just see a single thin path.
Well, boys, I could really use a pizza. You ready?
I'm so hungry.
Dylan, I
I
think
know.
you might have lost your job.
Yeah, but I've gained even better friends. Or, wait, better yet, family.
Fast Five's the greatest movie alive.
I hate everything.
And I
as
start
you guys
walking
walk
forward
down
with no
that path,
hands.
Yeah. Instead of dimming to darkness, you feel just a rising of light. And that's where we're going to end it.
Woo!
Ooh, nice.
That was
Very
Well,
cool.
I don't think anyone could have expected anything that just happened there. That was pretty,
Yeah.
pretty unexpected.
Yeah.
Especially that
Yeah.
ending. What?
Oh man. So I've been watching like Love, Death, and Robots.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
great.
And so I've had this whole thing like animated in my head in like the kind of the style of that.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Like this was one of those like epic 15-minute shorts,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. There was a reason why Thaddeus did not want to go to that thing, because
Yeah.
he was supposed to help end the world, and he's like,
Yeah,
"But
I had no
pizza."
idea how you were going to go about that. That was really
But the
interesting.
pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is basically Michelangelo from the Ninja Turtles.
Just a goofy guy, but
Yeah, goofy
does what he
guy
needs to
who
do.
likes his pizza and can fight but doesn't want to. Yeah, I was like, while I was doing it, I'm like, do I tell them or do I just betray everyone?
Yeah.
And there was a moment where I was like, the way Ray was playing this, I'm like, Chris is so faithful to Thad
Yeah.
that maybe if
Yeah.
I just tell him, he'll turn coat. And it worked. I thought you were going to stab me in the chest when I said that.
I definitely thought that's what he was going for.
Yeah.
Well, so the thing I had to decide in that moment was the Order of the Wilted Rose always there to protect, or was the Order of the Wilted Rose there to fulfill the prophecy? And given that it is the Wilted Rose, the end of all life, I was like, all right, well, there it is.
It is. Yeah. That's
Also-
why you got to interpret your Bible. Whatever's
Yeah.
there literally
Yeah.
doesn't mean nothing.
Yeah.
I thought
And-
that was pretty great.
I wrote Thaddeus Herald of the End. I never thought I'd get to use that line.
That's awesome. The number of things that lined up as if we planned it were too many. That was
Well, because
Yeah.
you had said, there was 2 super beings that had fought over the city previously, and then literally, like as we entered, I went, "Oh, okay." I was like, because like time was all wibbly wobbly. I was like, "Oh, I know what the other super thing was."
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know it was me until
That moment.
until like we entered and he told me, like as soon as I pushed the Sentinel into the heart and he described what happened 3 years ago, I'm like, holy shit, that was me.
Yeah.
And I didn't, like, even Thaddeus didn't realize because he doesn't have any time before 2 years ago.
Yeah.
For a year.
Yeah, I like the notion that this was happening. All 3 of us were there while Chris and Jude were fighting back to back, 3 years prior during the first incident. But I'm also up there.
The same time. Time is fucky wucky.
Time's a weird soup, guys. Time's a weird soup.
Yeah.
But, yes. But yeah, really thinking about that is very like all happenstance. Like, peeling back the curtain, we didn't plan how these events would unfold. But the fact that you guys were also the things that potentially fixed a different timeline through time. Watching yourselves passing through it's very interesting that it worked out.
Yeah,
it makes sense like that.
I honestly didn't know how that was going to end.
No.
And I'm still fucked up. Because Jude never responded to my text.
We don't know if Jude's okay.
So we have no idea what happened to Jude.
Yeah.
They went off to complain about pizza.
We don't even know what happened to us.
You don't even know.
It's so vague. It's like we're in a place of darkness, and there's light behind us, and there's a path ahead. Yeah. Couldn't be any more vague if you had tried, Aaron.
Yeah.
So this was a one shot, but it sounds like maybe a 2 shot in the future. We can revisit these folks and see what they did.
I'd love to see how. I'd love to figure out how to make Thaddeus viable again with no hands. So I did imply that he can move his trident around without his hands.
Phantom strain. Make things happen.
Wasn't that a character in the Venture Brothers, like Phantom Hands?
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Right? He had nothing below like the elbow.
Yeah.
I do want to say that final slice floating up in the air.
Oh,
priceless.
How does that happen, right?
Yeah.
That was so
You had
great.
6 slices of pizza and pizza was a running theme, and then you named it the final slice, not realizing. And even when I said you see the final slice spinning, I didn't even think about the name of the store when I said it.
Oh my goodness! And again, that was just on the fly. Peach is like, "I'll be a pizza man." Right before we started, he's like, "I need to know where I work." I was like, "Oh, the final slice. I get the everyone fights over the last slice. We'll just call it that." And just
man.
Damn. And, as far as you guys know, the planet's destroyed, Earth is gone, humanity's gone. So it was literally the final slice forever.
The last slice of all pizzas.
Yeah. But it's also implied that if we didn't take the final slice, that someone would take the whole damn store.
The whole damn thing. Yeah. Store all of those cold pizzas.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Can't have that.
Yeah, that was super fun. I had a great time. Killing entropy and making sure that things can never age or
never die
pass away or reduce or ever nothing can ever stop anymore. So that's going to be absolute torment, and that's going to be very cool to see how that pans out if we ever run back into this one shot.
Yeah, because like me, Ray, as a player, I was like, oh yeah, no, the Sentinels got this. Like, we need entropy. That's how the universe works. Yeah, and which is probably why the Sentinels like, what? No.
Yeah, like wait, what? What the fuck?
Wait, why are you fighting against this?
Yeah, this is the first.
I mean, what we've done is we've entered the world, but we've created the stagnation of the universe.
Yeah.
Right, because nothing ages, nothing grows, nothing dies now because time is fucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, like as a person, I'm like, yeah, let's fight with the Sentinel. Let's protect this world.
Yeah.
But Chris is like, wait, hold on.
That's not
the Holy of Holies.
Yeah.
Says we doom the universe. Let's do it.
Well, we don't know. We might have stalled because it's
Yeah.
stagnant.
This is
Maybe
true.
maybe if we didn't destroy this, instead of just destroying this planet, we destroy time. And maybe we destroyed this planet and fucked up everything, and now time is stagnant, so we have a chance to fix it. That's episode
Yeah.
2.
You never know. This could be an endgame situation. You guys get the stones, you fix it. We don't know.
Yeah, we have to go back in time, steal
We
the
gotta go back.
stones.
Yeah.
Go find
Not that Thad
ourselves.
knows. Thad doesn't understand that plot line at all.
Yeah, like Dylan's like doing it back, like what's his name in Ant-Man, Lewis or something? He's like telling you the whole plan, heist
Yeah.
style, and then at the end you're like, I have no idea what you just said.
No joke.
Doesn't make any sense.
Dylan's final thoughts is we're gonna binge watch like all the Fast and Furious, all the Avengers movies.
We're gonna see the
Because
first
we
two
have nothing but
Godfathers.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
first
first
two
two
Godfathers
Godfathers.
and the original Karate Kid.
So if you want the watch list for this episode, we'll have it in the video description.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my, that'll be homework for when we run back this one shot.
Yeah.
It'll be required because we're gonna like do mirrored plot lines of all those movies mixed
Of
together.
course. I'm very excited to
Naturally.
see how you combine the three Godfathers and all of the Avenger movies. I'm very excited to see how you
Well, it's going to be the Fast and the Furious Karate Father is what it's going to be.
Yes,
It's
right.
gonna be really-
Yes, the Fast and Furious God. Yeah, yes. Endgame Part 2.
Yeah.
Revengeance.
Yeah, Revengeance. The Revengers.
Well,
Oh,
thank
boy.
you all for coming out and watching. It's always a great time. We'll be
Mhm.
back next week with we got Brickley. Is that you?
No, it's
Or-
you.
We're doing more Monster of the Week, right? We've never
Yeah.
done this before. 2 in a month. We're doing another Monster of the Week,
Yeah.
continuing our
I need a new
previous
character. I
story.
forgot Frederick died.
Well, you didn't die. You got slurped up by a vampire, so maybe.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
I completely forgot about Vampire.
yeah. So
Vampire.
we're gonna run
Vampire.
some actually interesting homebrew mechanics for Frederick from here on out, so that's gonna be cool. And then Wednesday we'll be back with D&D. I guess then the following week is Through the Breach D&D, and then after
Yeah.
that is Brickley. So we got a lot of streams Tuesday, Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern. Come out,
Hang out with
Do
us.
it.
hang out
Do
with
it.
us. We do it pretty good.
Yeah.
Do it.
But thanks everybody.
We're fun.
We're the casual ones.
Definitely are the cast.
So casual.
So casual with it. I remember.
We're just super cash.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's no big
real
deal.
casual.
All right, let's go.
All right. Bye, everyone.
See you
All right,
guys.
everybody.
Peace out.
We'll see you soon.
Goodbye, universe.